This is Nightline.
To be treated as dispensable and irrelevant is thoughtless and hurtful.
Oh, is that Barbara Wawa?
It sure is.
Just chimed in with her thoughts on this.
She's on the case.
He's been tweeted as irrelevant, dispensable.
Dispensable and irrelevant is thoughtless and hurtful.
It's thoughtless and hurtful. I'm Baba Wawa, and those are my deep thoughts. Everyone's getting behind Ted Koppel.
Yeah.
All his colleagues.
Well, you know what? The reality is, when you've run your course, what are they supposed to do? Sit around and just be nice to you because you've been there showing up to work every day? Well, I guess that works for Terry Free, but not for everyone in this world.
But she makes more than Ted Koppel.
All right. Ted Koppel's days passed. Okay.
Why does I mean, it's a big deal. He retires at the age of, what, 61, 62?
Business is business, right?
Live your life, man.
Man, I know the day that we're not number one, the day our ratings fall, they'll be like, yeah, we hated you all along, T-Man. Get the hell out.
Yeah.
That's the way it's got to be.
Well, you don't think they hate us now a little bit?
They do, but they pretend like they like us
They have
now.
to like us now.
Right.
Okay.
Dispensable and irrelevant is thoughtless and hurtful.
These people from the old generation think that they have so much coming to them because they've been there so long.
Yeah.
Day is done.
Maybe they should start a network just for old people.
Right.
Ted Koppel, Angela
Nice.
Lansbury,
It'll tear it up in the ratings.
Matlock.
That's the only thing not on the dish. The old crusty network.
It's called the
old-
Need Oxygen Network. As opposed to Oxygen.
Right.
Two different ones.
Right. Pacemaker network.
There you go.
Where is the logic in destroying one of your most prestigious attractions?
Oh, jeez. Who's that?
Sam Donaldson.
I don't think that's him.
Oh.
That sounds like somebody else.
Where is the logic in destroying one of your most prestigious
But
attractions?
when you get at that old, everyone sounds like Sam Donaldson.
They all sound the same.
Where is the logic?
Report.
Well, I would argue, where are the ratings? Man, Letterman must feel like crap.
I know. He's kicking the old guy out.
All of a sudden, Letterman's a spring chicken.
Yeah, that's right.
Reporting from Washington, Ted Koppel.
I hope if Letterman does go to ABC, they put Ted Koppel on CBS.
Oh, the lesbian point of view. There you go.
Go,
Really a
Rosie.
good one, Rosie.
Rosie knows how to get even. Put Ted Koppel on CBS so that CBS completely collapses.
I think Ted Koppel should be Dave's first guest.
Oh! Huh? Yes.
I'd still watch it.
Well, fellow brother,
Until they come up with a lesbian shadow. Right there, Rosie? She's come out of the closet.
Yes, she has, in full force.
Yes. Was she ever in the closet? Like she was hiding from everyone?
Well-
We all thought she was straight?
It was like a glass closet.
Yeah, it was
Man.
a glass closet. Exactly,
Okay.
Stephen.
All right. Thank you, Terry, for confirming.
I'd still watch it.
While fellow broadcasters emphatically sing the praises of Nightline and Ted Koppel, always a professional, the newsman himself completely ignored the topic on his own show last night, choosing instead to counterattack in the op-ed section of today's New York Times, defiantly insisting the fight is far from over. Quote, the eulogies have been wonderful, but premature. Nightline, or some program with a striking similarity to Nightline, ought to have a place in television's expanding universe, and I am confident that it will.
Okay,
I continue to hope that it will be at ABC, but that decision is beyond our control.
David Letterman might jump over to another network, ABC. And I was going to keep this thing. I wouldn't want to brag, but I've gotten an offer, too. I got an offer last week from the Al Jazeera network.
There you go. You fit right in.
People are goofing on him now.
There'd be no room in the cave with his chin for anyone else. Everyone who's hiding would have to leave. Man, everyone's got a comment. Rosie's got a comment. But Rosie's out now, so she can talk. She feels free and liberated. Wouldn't it be more shocking if you saw Rosie come out of a gym as opposed to come out of a closet? There would be shocking news, right?
I'd buy her book then.
Rosie's come out of the gym. What the hell's going on with this world? It'd be more shocking if you saw her come out of Jenny Craig.
Yes.
What else is going on in the world?
I got some divorce news for you in Hollywood. Roseanne.
Any involve any over-under bets we've had? We should
Um,
make a list. We believe that we'd use our we'd be able to remember, but I think we should start documenting these things.
We should. Our own little sports book.
We got so many bets now going
I know.
that I can't remember what we've bet on. Go ahead. Who's getting divorced?
Roseanne is getting divorced from her third husband, Ben Thomas.
Roseanne.
Yeah,
She's going to come out of the closet?
No.
Her third husband?
Yeah.
There you go.
This was the bodyguard guy.
She's a modern-day Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
And she looks just like her.
Anyway, they do have one son together. His name is Buck, and she's, of course, filing to get full custody of him.
Young Buck.
Young Buck.
Okay.
And Ian Ziering is getting a divorce.
Really?
Yes.
She has had enough with hanging around with a washed-up 30-something TV hack.
Right. Well, she's doing pretty well because she's, on The Price is Right now? She's one of the Price is Right girls.
Is she?
Yes.
I don't know if that's true. Wait,
Yes,
it is
she
true.
is.
It is?
Yes, it
And she's
is.
on The Price is Right? She's hanging out with Bob Backer?
Yeah.
Has she been spaded or neutered? But don't you, is there any doubt in anyone's mind that she left him? He's just sitting around every day.
Sitting around the house.
The alarm clock goes off. He takes out Variety magazine looking for TV parts. Nothing's panning out, and she just got fed up.
He's like, why can't I fight Danny Bonaducci? Come on, something. Throw me a ball.
Man is down and out, and the woman who claims she loved him bails. Serves him right for hooking himself up with some big supermodel. That's what you get.
Yeah.
I don't have any, even though it seems bad, I don't have any sympathy for him. That's what you get when you think you look so good with some big-ass model on your arm.
But at least he had her for a few years.
Yeah,
He
97
was
to
able to
now.
milk it.
She probably put him through hell. How do I get you during your down years? I thought you were going to be a big star.
Yeah, I knew I should have gone for Jason Priestley.
Right.
Yeah, he's panned out.
At least Luke Perry's good looking. He may be washed up, but at least he's like interesting to look at. Your butt. You know, she made him feel like crap before she now has moved on to divorce.
It's kind of sad.
Ah.
Times were good.
Yeah.
It was good to be Ian for a while.
That sucks.
Of course, the famous irreconcilable differences was what the petition cites.
Apparently, she was Miss September back in 97, I mean.
Yeah.
77, oh, jeez.
She leaves you.
Any pictures of her on the internet I can take a look at? Can you print it out, please? Turning the screen doesn't do much for me. At this distance.
It's not like you have Superman vision.
Okay.
She took his last name, though. It's impressive.
Yeah, that was part of the deal back when 90210 was still running.
Back when he was big.
Yes.
Helped her career.
Right.
Now she's got to get rid of it.
Now she can't get rid of it fast enough.
Ooh.
He's probably too old now. He's probably pushing like 40.
Do me name. He's not pushing 40. He's like mid-30s or something. There you go.
That's pushing 40.
And he can't get a job.
To save his life.
No, it's not happening. That's sad. Isn't that sad, though? I just said I wasn't going to have sympathy for him, but
I know.
the poor bastard.
So what does he do now? At least he has.
Packing up. She's moving out. There's nothing he can do about it. He feels like crap.
He's going to find
Meanwhile,
it
he's
again.
watching Zach and Slater get roll after roll. Little guy from Silver Spoons, Ricky Schroeder.
Yes.
Big
Ricky
time.
Schroeder's big time, and he's just sitting there looking to the one-ins.
The T-Man. The T-Man.
The Long Island Lolita has lost her battle to do battle on network TV. Amy Fisher is reportedly considering suing the New York State Parole Board for denying her the opportunity to appear on the upcoming Fox special, Celebrity Boxing.
Oh, geez, you hear this? Amy Fisher wanted to be on. I assume she backed out because she was scared of Tanya. That not the case. The parole board put the kibosh on her ability to appear on Celebrity Boxing.
That's pretty wrong.
Well, if it falls under the guidelines of what they have authority to do, I guess, hey. She should have given up a little more ass in that cell.
Oh, jeez.
Her making money on probably her fame and stuff is something she probably can't do.
Aha! Is that the son of Sam Law, Steve?
It could be.
Okay.
Amy was to go head-to-head with disgraced Ice Princess Tanya Harding on the March 13th show.
I love how they throw that in like that's her official title. With disgraced Ice Princess.
Oh, yeah, why don't you say so? I know who that is.
She throws it in like it just flies out of her mouth.
Right.
With disgraced Ice Princess Tanya Harding.
Amy was to go head-to-head with disgraced Ice Princess Tanya Harding on the March 13th show. Fisher had originally been granted permission to participate, but the parole board reversed its decision, stating that Amy could not do media for money. Paula Jones will replace her on the broadcast.
Well, she's going to have to go back to doing other things for money. No media for money. She can prostitute her crime and turn it into cash.
That's dumb.
It's a damn shame.
She's got to make a living.
So, in other words, Tanya was the John, or we're all the Johns for watching. I don't know how that works. It's an interesting equation.
I'm okay with that, though.
I would have rather seen Amy Fisher. I know you say you'd rather see her box Paula Jones. But Amy Fisher, to me, has this little intangible within her that makes it a really cool match between her and Tanya.
She might have beat up Tanya.
Paula Jones, yeah, a little too. No, I think Tanya would have worn her down. Tanya's tough girl, pint-sized tough girl. Actually, the tail of the tape was even better between her and Amy. Paula Jones a little thicker, a little bit less petite. I don't like the tail of the tape as much. Plus, I think, as they say, when you're sitting there watching a good fight, it's not the size of the fight in the dog, it's the dog in the fight. No, it's not the size of the dog. Yeah, you go. You know what I mean. And I think Amy's got that. She's got that heart. She's got that determination. She's got that anger built up within her that'll unleash in a ring like that, kind of like Tanya. I don't think Paula has that anger. Yeah, but she's not enough of it.
Right. She's the drama.
Who's the drama?
Well, Paula, where she could go and be sitting cowering and crying in the corner or something like that.
I don't want cowering and crying. I want two women killing each other. That's what I want. I want two women who can't be separated because they got each other's hair.
Yeah.
You still going to watch?
Remember the high school fight where you couldn't separate girls because they had each other's hair?
Yeah.
I don't know how you fought here on the West Coast, but on the East Coast, it would take 20 minutes to separate girls. Yeah. Guy fights could be separated. Girl fights, as long as they had a nice lock of hair, you couldn't separate them for 20 minutes. That was beautiful! And that's the kind of fighters I expected Amy and Tanya to be. I don't think Paula Jones just starts crying and covering her nose.
Yeah.
She has a nose guard.
Who needs that?
True.
I want to talk to this parole board. They ruined my entertainment. Why should I have to suffer? Okay.
I'm still going to watch.
Maybe she should do it for no money.
Well, I'm still going to watch, but I'm not going to watch as exciting a fight.
Yeah.
What's that now?
She could do it for no money, just to help you out.
I don't think that's really going to happen.
Probably not.
You think Tanya could beat up Kilbreath?
Tanya could beat up Kilbreath, yeah. Tanya could beat up a lot of guys, though.
Yeah, that's true.
5'1". What was she? 5 foot? 5'1"?
Yeah.
But as the cliche goes again, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Sorry to make that reference there, Tanya. So it's going to be Paula Jones. No Amy Fisher. All right.
Watchable, but not as exciting.
There you go.
Unless her nose breaks.
Okay. If her nose breaks, then it becomes cool. Yeah. If we can definitely see it's not a stage break, but it's a real break, then it's cool.
Blood gushing everywhere.
If her nose gets 3 times the size, then I'm happy.
Or it flies into the crowd like the Michael Jackson thing.
That'd be kind of cool. If on stage, like Michael Jackson's nose falling off, Paula Jones's nose has to be picked off the floor, then it turns into a good event.
It was well worth it, huh?
But it's not a situation where Paula's had multiple surgeries like Michael, like on facial features.
That's right.
So I don't expect that to happen. Now, what are you holding on to there?
Got some news for you. Berlin Group is planning to open the first ever shelter for battered men.
Battered Men.
Battered Men, yes.
You said Berlin now? Where's
in Berlin.
Berlin, Germany?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Aha. Not Berlin, Nebraska.
No.
Where I suspect there are a lot of battered men.
Probably. But they're doing this because...
Not Vancouver, Washington.
No.
Where I suspect there are a lot of battered men.
No. Berlin.
Not Yakima, Washington.
No.
Where I suspect that there are a lot of battered men. In Berlin, Germany.
Right.
Where there are truly a lot of battered men, obviously.
In fact,
opening a shelter.
Yes.
It's going to be embarrassing to find that shelter.
It says here that 5 to 10% of domestic violence victims in Germany are men.
They're men.
Yes.
5%?
5 to 10%.
5 to 10%.
Is that enough to start a shelter?
It's enough to startle me. Men are getting their ass kicked by women. 1 out of 10 screaming situation you hear coming from a house is a man getting his ass kicked. Yet. Oh, that's Russian.
Yeah, same thing.
It still works, though, right? Wow. So he can't control her rage.
Right.
To the point where he needs to be sheltered.
He needs to escape. Yes. And
he can't escape her wrath.
Can't.
If he tries to get away on his own, she'll just hunt him down and find him. He needs the protection of a shelter.
Exactly.
That's the kind of place I would just walk up to and taunt. Oh, you guys in there! Get your ass kicked! Come on out! What are you afraid of?
Calling them all wussies and stuff.
Oh, no.
And they're like, well, you haven't met my wife.
Maybe I could be married to the most ruthless, vicious, physical woman in the world. I don't think I could ever find myself in a shelter, have any trace of dignity left.
Cowering in the corner?
Yes.
Maybe on the outside of the building it says the gym, so people don't get embarrassed walking in.
I know. Shelters are very much needed.
Yes.
All right? but not for men.
Well, maybe
sorry.
not according to you in the United States here, at least, but in Germany.
They make those German women a little different? What are you suggesting?
I don't know. In Germany, they feel that there is a need, so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have Oktoberfest. They're all liquored up.
Now, Steven's the type, if he would have got himself squared off with the wrong woman, could be someone who may need a shelter. He could be a battered man to a degree where he couldn't get out from under. Yes or no, Steve?
Well, I mean, I think anybody can be in that situation.
I disagree. But thanks for playing.
You could never see yourself in that situation?
No. If someone started hitting me, I'd be like, get away, and I'd be fine. She's not going to keep hitting me.
But you wouldn't want to
I'm
hit
not
her
gonna
back
feel
or
like
anything.
I'm not going to feel like I can't get away. No, I'm not going to hit her back. But I laugh at the prospect of not being able to get away from it.
She just
Yeah, but after years and years of this physical and mental abuse, T-Man, it might wear you down.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. There wouldn't be years and years of mental or physical abuse. It'd be like one smack, I'd laugh, and I'd leave.
Yeah, but
I pay the bills. Get out, bitch.
So that way she doesn't even have to take her 5%.
Yeah, since when do guys leave the house, when they're getting beat?
There becomes a pattern of beatings that these men sit there and tolerate that gets to such proportions that they have to make a phone call to the shelter to allow them in so they can get out from under the thumb of these controlling women.
right.
Come get me.
They send a little car over.
Stand back. They turn the hose on the woman while they're getting the guy out of the house. Oh, come on. Is there really a need?
Yes, it happens, whether you want to believe it or not.
I don't know where you get these stories, Terry.
I got it off of Reuters.
You
as a
get
matter of
me the number of the men's shelter for battered dudes.
fact. In Berlin?
Yes.
You want me to try and look it up? And
You got it off Reuters?
I got it off Reuters, so
Then it
I'll
does
do some
exist.
research.
You ever met anybody who's been battered as a man?
There are men who've been hit. There are men
Right.
who get hit perhaps repeatedly, but not to the point where I think they need to get away and they can't find the escape hatch.
That's what I'm wondering. I've never met anybody.
You need a shelter.
Where your arms all broken up and
Get yourself
everything?
back on 2 feet.
Nobody's going to admit it to you, though.
Sure.
If they did need it.
Because I don't think it's happening. At all.
Never once.
You don't think that a woman could beat down a man as bad? I mean, like to the point where they have broken arms or
Not saying that.
fractured in the face
I'm
or
just saying
something.
it doesn't become such a pattern that a man can't escape from, that he needs the assistance of a shelter to be his cornerstone back to a better life.
Yeah, it's not to epidemic proportions yet, I don't think. Might be a couple cases
Well, no
out there.
one's saying
It's not
that
like
it's
Julia
epidemic, but-
Julia Roberts in Sleeping with the Enemy, where the woman's sitting there, "What'd you make me for dinner today?" "I made the beans just the way you like it." "Don't hit me!" All
That's not
right?
happening.
Where he throws down her arrangement of flowers,
Right.
or she throws down his arrangement of flowers and starts kicking him on the floor. There were people laughing in the theater when I saw that movie. When dude is kicking her on the floor. Guys were like, "Ah!"
She had it coming.
It's terrible.
Didn't she do the towels wrong or something?
Yes, she didn't line them up.
Because she
idea.
doesn't put the labels of the canned goods facing
yes.
forward. I don't...
But that's important.
See, I can't even get the lingo right. Because he doesn't put the labels of the canned goods facing forward, he gets a beating. I just don't see that happening here in the States. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Maybe
well,
that's just my naivete. I just like saying naivete. I don't even know if it's a word. Maybe it's just my naivete. I deserve to be beaten just for that word, huh? Yeah! Why don't you just start beating me on a regular basis, Terry? Maybe I'll understand better.
breaking your arms, putting you down, things like that, telling you you're worthless.
You're on the... Oh, geez, Terry's too good home with this.
Yeah, she had this prepared for 6 years.
You're
Wow.
so worthless.
You're on the air. Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
Me, barely.
What's going on, man?
What about the reference to Fatal Attraction?
Well, Fatal Attraction, I mean, that's not something where he was like...
Being abused and beaten
well,
up.
no, he
right?
wasn't even with her necessarily. Just some woman stalking him. I don't think you need a shelter for that. It's a total different case. That's just a woman who is psycho. You're not involved with her. A shelter is for people that are involved, that you
Right.
can't get away, or you're afraid that...
And they'll come looking for you. And
well, I
this
guess
shelter,
in that sense, it's like a Fatal Attraction, but
Well, this shelter, apparently the facility will sleep men and their children. So it's like, you take...
Pack up the kids and move to the shelter.
Exactly. To escape the wrath of the...
It just seems so
wife.
comical. To escape the wrath of the wife.
Yes.
Why do you think it's comical? Because there's no way a man should be scared of a woman?
There's
Wife or girlfriend.
I just don't see it getting to that proportion where a man has to pack up the kids and move to the shelter to get out of the house and get out of the rule of the woman.
He can move and leave, but get an apartment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it takes a little longer over there.
And then if she comes after you with a knife or something, you just call the police. You don't call a shelter. Like the butcher knife. That was a scary-looking knife that Glenn Close had in Fatal Attraction, no doubt. Mm-hmm. And if someone has that in their hand, it really doesn't make that big a difference if you're man or woman, because she was pretty much scary with it. But you going to hide out in the shelter if you're Michael Douglas? No.
Well, it's to help you get back on your feet, You're
on the air.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing, T-Man?
What's going on, buddy?
Hi, I'm James from Anchorage, Alaska.
Good to talk to you, James.
Yeah, and I agree exactly what you're saying. I have a baby's mama now that used to hit on me, but
don't get me wrong, there are scary women in this world. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There are some psycho women in this world.
But it wasn't, I wasn't scared of her. It didn't bother me none. I just let her do it anyway. It didn't,
And not to say men can't be scared of women. Like in Fatal Attraction, as we point out, that's kind of scary if a woman is that psychotic that she comes after you with a gun or a knife or something like that. But going to a shelter is a completely different profile of a case. It's a situation where a man was involved with a woman that he can't turn his life. He can't really feel like he can get out of.
Well, if it comes to that point, get a bigger girlfriend.
To beat up the wife?
Get a bigger girlfriend, to beat her down.
Taking constant beatings in the home.
Get a bigger girlfriend to beat her up.
If that's your option, a bigger girlfriend, I think I'll take the shelter.
But you have to admit there are some men out there who, are so they're protecting their children, and so they want to keep things nice and calm.
Right,
And
I'm not saying these things don't happen.
Stuff.
Yeah, the men are going to take on the beatings.
It may happen.
She's pulling into the garage. Oh, no!
Because they don't want to fight in front of the children, or they don't want to fight her because they still love her, actually,
Could be,
or something?
yes.
They don't want to...
just the same scenario as what happens with women in domestic violence situations. They love this person, and they think that, they can make it all better, and they're doing the right thing by staying there, and so on and so forth. All the excuses in the book. I believe that there are some men out there who feel the same way. Who's the guy, the caller that we had, whose wife, he comes home and his wife is having an orgy. I mean, now he's forced to live downstairs.
Yeah, but she's not beating him on a nightly basis. She's not beating him on a weekly basis even.
But emotionally, she's abusing him because she's doing all this stuff.
So you're suggesting he needs a shelter?
I don't know. But he's to the point where he doesn't care. She probably could beat the crap out of him and he would stay.
Huh? If a man can't take a little beating from a little woman, well then...
But what if she's taking the
that
spirit?
That speaks volumes for him.
She's crushing the spirit.
When I've been hit in the past, it's kind of comical.
But
I laugh a little bit.
But you're a different person, and it's a different thing.
What?
Nothing pisses them off more when you laugh right in their face.
When they're hitting you with their little flailing arm. Some women hit harder. I have not been. Right. That's not the kind of woman I like to go out with. The one that can really hit a roundhouse right. Or actually, right, I like athletic women, but not to the point where they're imposing and physical. That if she really wound up and hit me, it would really do any damage.
Right.
Maybe Hotshot has to worry. He likes the bigger women.
I like a woman with a little edge to her.
Hey, I like a woman with a little edge to her too. But even if she were to wind up and hit me full fist in the face. If she hits me in the right spot, I guess it'll hurt a little bit, but it'll still be kind of comical.
Yeah.
But it's not just the hitting either. It's the emotional damage.
I get myself to a shelter.
See?
I don't think one hit.
I can't end the cycle. I feel like a little hamster spinning on a wheel going nowhere.
See, and that's why I think that so many men don't admit that they come from a domestic violence situation because men out, like you, are ridiculing them.
Mm-hmm. We're the source of all the world's problems. You're on the air. Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
When I was a little girl, my babysitter was this huge obese lady, and she married this illegal Mexican immigrant so he could stay in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
She was just wail on the poor little baby.
Well, if you marry a huge obese woman, you get what's coming to you. Is that right?
Yeah.
Man, that comes with the territory.
She was like 6 foot.
Well, That's what you sacrifice when you want a visa.
Right.
You got to stay in the country. So
That's
there you
true.
go.
So you're suggesting we open up a shelter for men here in the States like we have over in Berlin now?
Believe it or not,
What percent? You said 5 to 10%
in
of
Berlin.
Yeah, 5 to 10% of domestic violence cases in Berlin involve women beating men.
Right.
What percent of domestic violence cases here in America you think involve women beating men?
I think
like half of 1%.
No, actually, I think about anywhere from 3 to 5%.
And those men could use a shelter. If people like us would stop ridiculing them, they would be able to turn their lives around if they had the assistance of a shelter.
Yes.
This little guy could have used one.
This guy could have used one?
He could have. It
Poor
was
little
sad.
guy. Yeah, he was
It is very sad.
dying for the days of Tijuana.
It didn't look so bad anymore.
The women, he may need a shelter at some point.
Oh! So the Weeman's stature is such that he may be subjected to beatings.
Yes.
Exactly. That's a possibility.
Wait a minute, can you see yourself being beaten?
No, I can take care of myself.
Oh, listen to him. Yeah, that's why he goes running home to mommy and daddy every vacation.
Good answer. Yeah, you do go running home for Pidgey.
I've wrestled with Hotshot before. He knows I can take care of myself.
It's not a
but you're not gonna
situation
fight
of
back
being
with a
able to
woman.
defend yourself because
Right.
you're not going to fight back with a woman. It's just being able to just have some kind of control over your life, your own life, that's not going to happen to you as a pattern. Now, women have a little bit less of an advantage when it comes to that because physically, generally, they're not in the same league as men on a just flesh for flesh, pound for pound, tail to tape type basis. And that's a disadvantage.
True.
Whether you want to recognize it or not.
No, I admit that. But I'm also saying that it's not just a physical thing, it's also an emotional thing. And I think there are a lot of men out there who are a lot more fragile emotionally than what you want to admit.
Well, I know Kilbreath on a daily basis. The bottom line is, even though you should never do it, just the thought that the woman should have in her mind that if I keep hitting this guy on a nightly basis, he's big enough that if he ever just got to the point where he snapped and threw some big right hand at me, I could die. That should be a deterrent, don't you think?
Yeah, but...
And again, I preface that by saying it should never happen, at least with not anyone around. No shelter for men! Give me a break, would you please?
What about a support group?
Absolutely not. You mean with little cups of apple juice?
Where they stand up and say, my name is Bob, and I'm an abused husband.
A table of pastries? Why is this world coming to where opening up shelters for men? Stop it! Stop it! We'll come back with more of your calls at 1-866-663-T-MAN.
The T-Man. The T-Man.
The mother of a so-called boy genius who once scored an unheard of 298 on an IQ test admits it was all a fraud. But the revelations have come at a heavy cost, namely the mental health of her son, Justin.
Right.
Unable to cope with the pressure, the 8-year-old tried to take his own life in November.
Nice. 8-year-olds trying to hang themselves. Isn't that terrific?
I know.
Because their mother put him up to something that he had no choice but go along with.
His mother, Elizabeth Chapman, has been charged with neglect, and Justin has been removed from her custody.
Good! There you go! Another unworthy mom separated from her kid, and that's better for the world.
Kid's in the shelter now.
He's in the shelter.
Fine, he's an 8-year-old. There are good reasons to design shelters for children. All right? This woman obviously was one who probably was a husband beater. He had no choice but to go along with her scam. We'll probably make a lot of money on all these TV shows, and we just pretend and make some falsified statements that our son did amazingly well on some IQ test. Well, I don't think we should do that to our son.
That's sad.
Here, I have Terry's article that she found here. Quote, men can also be victims. There are a lot of men who suffer violence at home, said the spokesman for the Information Center, taking questions about the new shelter opened in Germany. The public has an entirely false image of men.
See?
Whatever. Unbelievable.
But think about this, too. like we've been talking about, men probably aren't going to speak up about it or as much. And so when they do get injured...
Because it shouldn't exist. It shouldn't exist. Shelters are designed for... Main reason I could see is to reteach a woman who's been battered for some time, who couldn't get away, who couldn't get out from under the physical and the thumb of the ruling man who was just a horrible individual.
Right.
Reteach them that that's not the way a relationship is supposed to be, that you're more worthy than that. All right?
Yes.
Imagine never being in that situation. Get a friggin' break. Gotta hold yourself together if you're a battered man.
But also, like I was saying, is that a lot of men probably, when they get injured, aren't going to. They'll take care of the cut or the bruise themselves, and they won't go to the emergency room, or they'll, for whatever reason, because they don't want to admit that, yes, my woman beat the crap out of me.
Fine, you get seriously hit. If you need to go to the emergency room, you do. You laugh it off and you move on. End of story.
Yeah, laugh it off.
Right.
I mean, and then the emergency people are in there. So, how'd you sustain the injury?
I fell. Give them the I fell if it bothers you, but you move on.
The guy just wears sunglasses to work every day.
Yeah.
You're on the air. Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
I think you're not being fair to Terry.
How's that?
Well, these are German women we're talking about.
Oh, jeez.
What are you saying about German women?
That not only are bigger in stature, but have had to deal with small penises for a long time now. That can make any woman enraged.
Oh, jeez.
Exactly. We've got the East German Olympic team. You know, they're getting married right about now. And
So women on steroids can be scary is what you're saying, huh?
Exactly.
Women who don't shave their armpits.
Yeah?
Women who don't shave their legs.
Right. Some poor guy's sitting around listening to Kraftwerk, and next thing he knows...
Men are upstairs taking care of the kids while the wife is downstairs in the basement lifting weights. Then after I'm done lifting weights, I have this energy that I just, I'm
adrenaline's pumping
almost
and...
shaking because I need to do something very exerting.
Yeah.
If that type of woman likes to get out that type of moment by battering a man, he's in a lot of trouble. Don't we have an engineer? We still do have an engineer. Didn't he come on the radio once saying he was in a situation where he's not married anymore, but he was, and it was to a woman who battered him? Mm-hmm. Is that Gary?
Yes.
Get Gary on the line. Gary didn't have to go to a shelter to get himself back on 2 feet, did he? Did he? Answer me!
But there weren't any shelters available for Gary at that time.
Don't bother me with technicalities. You gotta go to Germany.
Yeah, I'm going on a plane. Gotta go.
Oh, I guess this is a brand new shelter.
Yeah.
It's like the first of its kind.
Yes.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is a shelter for battered men available now in Berlin, Germany.
There you go.
You have Gary's number? See if Gary wants to talk. I think he's talked on the air before about his wife kicked the crap out of him on a regular basis.
And he didn't fight back. I mean, that's the situation that it
Fine.
gets into.
Yes. But eventually, you just say, okay, who the hell needs this?
And you go.
You get out, and you don't need the shelter to be the cornerstone for you turning around your life. The shelter's supposed to be the, rest stop in between the battered situation and the starting of a new life.
Well, maybe he's not as strong as you.
Well, I would hope that no man... See, this is just part of the downward spiral of men. Because I'll bet you now that Berlin has opened a shelter. I bet you now we're 5 to 10 years from the United States, somewhere in it, opening a shelter for men. It's all part of the pussification of men. All right? And I refuse to allow that to happen. The pussification of men must stop now. And if any man needs a shelter, I don't need shelters. I don't need shelters. Just like I don't need closure.
Yeah, do you learn about closure in your shelter?
No-ers. All right? You got to get some closure in your shelter.
Hate to say it, but here, in the United States, there's a growing population of stay-at-home dads.
Fine.
Okay. You're okay with that?
Fine, yes.
All right.
If a woman wants to, make tons of bucks, great.
I'll do it tomorrow.
So
absolutely.
maybe...
Me too.
We all root for our future wives to make more money than us.
Crazy.
Absolutely. Stay home and play, Xbox all day? You kidding me?
You have to take care of the kids, too.
Yeah,
Clean the house.
Check in on them every once in a while. How you doing? All right up there? All right, cool.
You pay a nanny. I mean, what's the big deal?
I just scored a touchdown. You want to see the replay? Hey, Gary.
What's
up?
What's up, ma'am?
He's nice and awake this morning.
Hey, we're reading a story about how in Berlin, Germany, they just opened up a shelter for battered men. It's the first of its kind. There's never been a shelter for men before. Is that right? And we recalled that you mentioned on the air once in the past, I think it was a couple of years ago, that you were in a marriage that you're now out of, that you on a kind of consistent basis were hit. Is that accurate? Do I remember accurately, or did I dream that?
Not on a consistent basis.
But you were a battered husband.
Yeah, I mean, it was more like I had to defend myself, and she would, just throw junk at me.
Oh, throw junk, you see? Whatever. What are they going to teach you these men's shelters?
You do a lot of ducking, you know?
What are they going to teach you these shelters? Bobbing and weaving skills? Come on.
Exactly.
So, were you ever struck with a closed fist or anything like that?
Yeah.
You were?
Oh, yeah,
But
sure.
when you got yourself out of the situation, if there was a shelter available, do you think you would have gone to it?
Well, define shelter. I mean, the problem with the word shelter is that you think it's like a Red Cross thing set up in a gym somewhere.
Yeah, and you picture all kinds of soup available and stuff.
You sleep on a cot.
That's pretty much what it is.
If we're talking about basically something that lets me stay at a nice hotel someplace with room service and an HBO, then we got to do this thing going.
No, it's like a ward where they kind of take care of you and give you counseling and provide you some kind of protection.
Right.
It's all under that umbrella. It's like they teach you that you don't deserve this and all that stuff that typically goes on, I would imagine, at these shelters.
Yeah, group hugs with other men.
Group hugs, other men, yes. You compare stories. All the other guys say, "We love you, Gary."
That's not the only thing that they do. They also will help you, find a place to live.
Wednesdays,
and a job
Wednesdays pudding night. They provide job placement and career counseling.
Self-defense classes.
Yes. Is that something? They teach you how to use your keys to defend yourself. Is that something you feel you would have need as a cornerstone to get back to the path of a good life?
I don't know if you need all that. I mean, all I needed was somebody to say, "Listen, dude, this isn't right."
Right. Well, the fact that you're not saying...
When you're in the thing, you don't know it's not right. You just think, well, that's the way it is.
The fact you're not saying no definitively right now is bothering me. The fact that you're not saying no, Tima, why the hell would any guy need that? It's part of the pussification!
I wouldn't have gone. I probably wouldn't have gone.
But
how like probably?
Because insurance didn't cover it.
Right. But he also confirms that when you're in the situation, you're so close
screwed.
and you just don't.
All right,
screwed when you're in the situation.
From the day,
there's nothing good about it.
Well, let me ask you this: from the day that she first raised a hand or threw an object at you, to the last day, the day that you got your last object or your last hand thrown at you, how much time was there in between?
I don't know, 6 months.
That's it. Okay, I thought I was thinking it was
like a whirlwind thing. I mean, this thing was started and done before you could even pay taxes.
There you go. Before you could pay taxes on it, he didn't have to fill out a W-4 and say I'm a battered man.
How could she get mad at you, though?
He didn't let it become some kind of pattern. Now some women don't have a choice because they feel if they step foot out the door, they're going to get killed.
Yeah.
You didn't ever get the feeling if I step foot out the door and I feel like I've had enough of this battering crap and I leave, I'm going to get killed in the driveway, did you?
Yeah, of course I felt that way.
Oh, jeez.
So what are you saying about Gary here?
It was either about something about the handgun or throwing me out of a car at a high speed on a freeway. I'm not sure which one was.
Was she at least hot, man?
Totally.
She was hot, really?
Totally.
So it was well worth it, right?
Where is she now?
Huh?
What is she doing now?
I don't know. I know where she is. I don't know what she's doing.
Can we have her number?
No. I don't know. I mean, I don't
No,
know.
not for the air. I just want to call her after the show.
You want to be abused for 6 months?
I'll take the beatings if she's really hot.
No.
All right, thanks, bud. Thanks for your thoughts.
All right, no problem.
All right, man. Come in and fix stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, time to get up.
That's what she got mad at. You're an engineer. You can't even hook up the VCR.
Right. All right. Our VCR blinks 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I have to hit something. We don't need shelters. All right? Man.
He wasn't too definitive against it, though.
Right. He didn't say no, they're not
He's
necessary.
part of the pussification of America. He's
Scary
an only
me.
guy.
We must abolish this ongoing downward spiral of the pussification of men now before it gets too late.
The T-Man.
This is the store right here. You can see the doors are locked tonight. A lot of people here say they want it to stay that way. They came here, dug in for a fight, and were determined to win.
We are going to have this neighborhood be clean of this kind of filth.
Rock! Why is this lady rock? Oh, there's no rock here anymore. I forgot. Who taped the story? Who in the studio? Is that you,
was
Terry?
me.
Oh, it's you, Hotshot? What are we, like Terry taped.
Terry's VCR is flashing 12. Trust me. All right.
What am I listening to? What's the big deal here? This woman sounds a little fired up.
A guy in Auburn, Washington wanted to open a porn shop, and the neighborhood doesn't want it. They want him out, and they've bogarted him since they've made him move it. They've told him he can't open it.
Put a lot of pressure on the dude.
Yes, they went down, cornered
What kind
him.
of porn shop? Like a porn shop like we have here in Seattle with Castle Superstore and stuff like that?
Yeah, like that. An adult store with
I
videos.
mean, how much more graphic can a porn shop get? Not much more. So what is he doing that other people aren't doing in a lot of cities? Like Auburn all of a sudden is so holier than thou?
That's what they're trying to convey.
These neighbors went crazy?
Yes.
Is it across the street from an elementary school or something?
It was probably across the street from one of those fireworks stands.
Yeah.
No, it's Auburn, Washington, where you can blow your hand off and they don't have a problem with that.
It's in a strip mall, so there's other businesses there.
5 minutes down the road, you can lose your life savings at the Muckleshoot.
Yeah.
but the porn shop is too much.
Right.
So what was the end result? What's happened here?
Well, he's chosen not to open it.
He has.
Yes.
He was pressured that much?
They badgered him and pressured him into not
The
opening it.
pussification of man continues?
That's right.
This is the store right here. You can see the doors are locked tonight. A lot of people here say they want it to stay that way. They came here, dug in for a fight, and were determined to win.
We are going to have this neighborhood be clean of this kind of filth.
Oh, jeez.
We have families that care about this neighborhood.
Wow!
It was a showdown between parents and a would-be porn shop.
She lost the gasket there!
Yes, she did.
She may be related to this woman!
With no warning, with no order to disperse, with no point of the baton, go this way, go that way. I was sprayed in the face with pepper spray. I was gassed.
Wow.
They don't want to drive by that when they go by their illegal fireworks.
On their
Like
way.
you
We
said.
are going to have this neighborhood be clean of this kind of filth.
Yeah, whatever,
we
honey.
have families.
Oh,
we
boy.
care about this neighborhood.
It was a showdown between parents and a would-be porn shop. Mothers, fathers, and their children came to stop this store, Deja Blue, from opening at the Thistle Mall in Auburn.
Deja Blue?
Yeah.
Deja Blue.
Very unique name, huh?
Yeah, creative.
The adult store, sandwiched between a pet shop and a pizza parlor, drew a huge crowd of protesters determined to keep it from ever opening its doors.
Are those kids?
Yeah, they brought their kids.
They got their kids to protest? They'll sound like 7-year-olds.
They're little. There's little kids out there.
Right, they don't want the porn shop to be open, but they'll be happy to have their kids go out there and protest something they don't even know what they're doing, with signs they're carrying around that says, close porn shops.
And then they're going to have to explain to the kid what porn means.
They have the kid painting a sign at home with the word porn in it. Leave your kids out of it. I thought that was the whole point. I had respect a tiny bit for these parents a second ago, but they're using their kids to do some of the protesting?
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
What the hell is going on here? It is absolute hypocrisy. These parents are overcompensating because their 13-year-olds are having sex, going to raves, doing ecstasy, and they can't control them, so they have to act out in some other way.
Between a pet shop and a pizza parlor,
Which is actually a perfect spot for it. That's where I'd look for it.
the adult store, sandwiched between a pet shop and a pizza parlor, drew a huge crowd of protesters determined to keep it from ever opening its doors.
Unbelievable. They don't know what they're talking about. They just like the things that their parents have taught them. Deja Blue! Go away!
And the crowd eagerly vented their anger on the store's owner.
Oh, jeez. Sure.
Paul Chung spoke through an interpreter to the crowd, at first defending his decision to open the shop.
Paul Chung's the owner?
Yes.
But he has to speak to an interpreter? He doesn't know what's going on?
No.
These Americans are all pissed.
No, he's probably like, these guys are all happy. They're coming down to the store.
Now, there's one thing to protest. There's another thing to strong-arm someone out of town, okay? You're within your legal rights to protest, but it doesn't sound like that's what happened here. It sounds like they bullied this guy into closing a store.
They had him surrounded. Mob mentality.
Wow.
That's what you saw. And we don't get the video portion of this, obviously, but they're like surrounding this guy who needs an interpreter to speak.
Yeah.
But the assembly refused to give up, shouting down any argument in favor of Deja Blue.
I am concerned about my kids, and don't say that I'm not.
Oh, there she is again. There's always one.
I am concerned about my kids, and don't say that I'm not concerned about my kids, because I am. That's why I am here.
All right, well, you can't just run in the middle of the street while you're screaming your ass off like this.
They went into the store and bought some stuff.
Your kids are behind the building right now smoking crack?
Yeah.
We want your sign down in 3 days, and we want you out of our neighborhood. What do you have to say?
Do you think it's because
no
he's
speak English?
Is it because he's foreign, or is it because it's a porn shop?
Apparently, the issue is it's a porn shop, Steve.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You think it's xenophobia?
Yeah.
What do you have to say?
Chung and his interpreter Sam Park tried to reason, asking for patience.
It's hard to reason to an interpreter.
Well, he's surprised and he thinks we have a problem here.
You think? I'm glad he brought an interpreter.
Angry mob standing in front of you.
Yeah. Tell them I think we have a problem.
Well, he's surprised and he thinks we have a problem here.
But the crowd wanted only one answer, that Chung would never open Deja Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, we're going to pick it
Could you ask
until
him?
you're gone. We have no choice here. Tonight is the time to decide.
Finally, Chung, hemmed in by the crowd and feeling the heat from other business owners, gave in.
What the hell, man? Auburn's a hole. Why are they acting like it's some Christine-type place?
I don't know. It'd probably do great business and help them out. The economy down there.
As I just pointed out, 2 seconds down the road is the friggin' buckle shoot. You got hookers walking around everywhere. I don't have a problem with that. This guy decided to not open his shop. He backed down.
He backed down.
Again, the pussification.
There it is.
Well, there's obviously a building that's got a new lease available.
Right.
That's probably very much dirt cheap. Let's go in and buy it and open a porn shop.
There you go.
What the hell? We're not backing down. Screaming ladies, men with beards.
Feeling the heat from other business owners, gave in.
He says he's not going to open it, so.
So there will be no Deja Blue.
No more. No Deja Blue.
Well, he was strong-armed out of town. And the parents all went home and celebrated by having a big orgy and smoking crack.
I hope they feel good about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They probably own their own porn store. They didn't want competition.
I mean,
We are going to have this neighborhood be clean of this kind of filth. We have families. We care about this neighborhood.
We live here! We are residents! There was no protesters! None of us are protesters here!
Who does she remind you more of?
Oh, God, we're comparing now.
That dude or this woman?
With no warning, with no order to disperse, with no point of the baton, go this way, go that way. I was sprayed in the face with pepper spray. I was gassed.
We are going to have this neighborhood be clean of this kind of filth. We have families. We care about this neighborhood.
And then she went home and beat the crap out of her husband.
Are these parents so uncertain of their parenting ability that they think their kid's just going to run in there as soon as they're 18 and start buying stuff?
I don't know.
I don't
what
understand.
They're thinking. They just have to overcompensate. I'm telling you, these are the parents that feel very insecure about what they've done thus far with their kids. Yeah. So they have to go out and make a huge statement.
I mean, we all grew
what
up.
heroes they are.
Right.
What they did is they bullied some guy who really didn't have a good grasp of what goes on in America, couldn't even speak the language out of town. Hope they're very proud of themselves.
I mean, we are the country of the free, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have a right to protest to some degree within the law. I think this was outside of the law. They bullied this guy. Poor little guy. Assuming he's little. Is he little? He's little. Okay, good.
Should we go help him out? Take over his lease, like you
He's
said.
probably a cute little guy, right?
Hey, cute little guy.
Old guy, probably?
I don't know. He's a young guy.
Young guy,
30s.
like I thought.
Well, his second choice was a Christian bookstore, so that's what he's opening now. So.
Called Deja Blue.
I mean,
The Jews are protesting.
These stores existed when we were little. Did our parents ever go out and protest? I don't understand.
There are stores like this available everywhere. They can go into the next block and get a store like this. I don't know why they singled this guy out for his porn shop. Porn shops are really gaining momentum.
It's next to the pizza parlor.
Here's an idea. Don't go if you don't want to.
Jeez.
Maybe that's
Tell
it.
your kids not to go in that shop. You don't have any control over your kids? Don't blame this little guy. You're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, man, I live in Auburn, right up the hill.
My apologies.
I know, man. I'm disappointed.
The only city in Washington State with a racetrack, or actually I think they have one in Yakima.
Hey, I'm proud of the casino. I'm proud of the racetrack. I'm also proud of the Lovers Package that's right in downtown Auburn.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the difference between this place and Lovers? But what could this place possibly have that Lovers Package doesn't have?
Exactly. I mean, my look at it is Lovers Package. I could tell what that is. Deja Blue, half the kids probably walk by and not even know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
Go eat some pizza.
You have the proper security at the door, someone at the door making sure 18 and over, then you don't have a problem. And you're supposed to be on top of your kids' activities to some degree, where they're not running from strip mall to strip mall, going to places that you would rather not them go.
Well, parents would rather their kids stay at home and and watch everything on the internet as opposed to walking into a porn shop.
No exactly. Look what I ordered on the internet.
This is a lot of effort to run a guy out of town when it's not like it's the first porn shop to ever open. If that was the case, I would be like, oh, wow, I could see their fear, their concern to some degree. But they're everywhere now. Do you hear the intensity with this lady here?
I know.
Is she whacked or what?
The intensity comes from her kid that's in rehab right now that she messed up on the first time around.
It's just the minority trying to make some money. Why can't you let the guy go, have his business?
I don't know.
You'll probably sit down. You might like the guy.
Not Deja Vu, but Castle Superstore, the one we've done business with, the woman we deal with, who I think runs the place, is like an old, white-haired, blue-haired lady.
Did you realize?
Very white. And she doesn't seem to have any problems. And she's doing fine.
Right.
Everyone leaves her alone that doesn't want to be a part of it, and people that are into that stuff go.
But that's in big, dirty Seattle. Not
And I say hi to them every day.
And most of those stores are like blacked out. You can't just walk by and look in there.
Right. They blacken the windows and everything's cool. You can't see in.
I mean, a lot of video stores that their kids go to probably have porn movies in them.
Enjoy your pizza.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of this lady.
I know you can.
She hits like a gear that you shouldn't hit when you get angry. All right? A gear that your brain really can't handle.
We are going to have this neighborhood
Not yet.
be clean of this kind of filth.
That's pretty high intensity, but not yet.
We have families.
Right there!
Families. We care about this neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband is the one that's going to see prostitutes on the side.
If you're the interpreter, how do you interpret that? Yeah, it's not good for you right now.
Probably didn't do it justice, I have a hunch.
The T-Man.
Cube 93's get...
Oh, those times they are changing, Terry.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yes.
Boy.
Gotta be decent. It's all about decency. Wasn't that decent?
Oh, cotton candy?
Right.
How can you not be decent?
I don't know how you can go wrong with cotton candy.
Jeez. Can't wait to get some.
Rot out your teeth.
Oh, geez. Find the negative in everything, don't you, Steven?
Someone wasn't allowed to have any when they were a kid.
Right.
So
And was told the reason, even though he was crying profusely.
That's right.
That could be the first moment the thyroid started raging, Steven. You ever think back on it?
It could be.
No, but instead he'd rather blame that on us.
Steven has all kinds of medical conditions he blames on us.
I know.
He's got kidney conditions. He's got thyroid conditions. He has heart conditions.
Wow.
He's a walking medical journal.
I've had some issues in my life.
Is there anything I'm leaving out, Steven? The heart condition, the kidney conditions, and the thyroid conditions. Wasn't there one other thing that made up the superfecta?
Yes, I had my adenoids out when I was younger.
Your adenoids.
I used to love that game.
Right. But that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's the next generation from Pong.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome.
So,
cholesterol problems.
Okay, cholesterol problems. There's something that could be part of the superfecta. Was there anything else?
Could work on it on my own, I suppose.
Was there anything else?
I had 8 teeth pulled out at once.
Why did you one time get 8 teeth pulled out?
At once?
At one time.
Because he was biting through his lip every time he took a chomp at a piece of bread.
At the time, it seems kind of weird, but, it helped me out. I never had to wear braces or anything, and I have wonderful teeth. Top 10% of teeth.
Right. You had 8 teeth pulled out in one session, huh?
Yeah, the molars, and then the ones behind them, those sneaky little devils.
Wow! Steven actually at one point in his life had 147 teeth.
That was Ariola's brother.
Yes. He didn't want to turn into the Areola-looking male type.
Yeah.
So?
And the dentist said, let me pull 8.
Or else it would be Steven getting an extreme makeover right now. So he pulled out 8 teeth in one session.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That must have been a fun weekend for you, huh?
Yeah, it was a big day.
Okay.
Lots of ice cream.
It's fascinating.
Too much ice cream, probably.
What else is going on in the world, Terrence?
Well, the A&E Network is working on a new reality program called Intervention.
For excitement?
Yes.
And emotion?
Of course.
In interventions, followed by a sentence, by an exclamation point, or by a call when the feeling's not as strong. Wow. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
So when you're happy.
Oh, hooray.
Or sad.
Okay, Terry, you got it. I understand.
You asked.
Okay,
so.
yes, I
Anyway.
missed that much. But go ahead. Yeah, what is intervention?
Intervention is basically what it sounds like. It is each episode will focus on two people suffering from some kind of serious issue like drugs or alcohol.
And they air the intervention by the friends and family live.
They sure do.
So not only is an intervention highly embarrassing as it stands right now when you are sitting there in front of your friends and family feeling like an idiot, but now it's aired in front of the world.
Yes, it is.
That's certainly making it easier on the person who is the subject of the intervention, let me tell you.
Yeah, just to ensure you'll never talk to your family again. Just put it on TV.
Yeah.
Bobby, we're all here because you are a derelict. What, are you going to do this in front of all my friends and my family? No, look at the cameras, Bobby. The whole world is watching. You bitch!
Pretty much.
That's how it's going to be from now on.
Yes.
From now on, if you are a drug addict, your intervention could possibly be aired live in front of the world.
Yes. They're talking not only drugs or alcohol, they're talking about compulsive gambling, compulsive shopping, all kinds of things. Those major issues in your life.
And it's going to be a ratings bonanza to sit at home and see little Tommy, who's not so little anymore but hasn't grown up mentally.
Right.
He's going to be talked to by friends, family, and the local therapist.
Right. By those who love him. And say, you need help.
It better be live, Terry, because I don't want to see some tape crap that I don't get the sense that Tommy Jr. can pull a gun and just start firing back at people who are trying to help him, Terry. If it's live, if it's a live intervention, I like it. If it's taped and I know nothing can really go wrong, then I'm out.
No, it is live.
It's going to be live.
Yes.
Oh,
reality.
I'm watching. Well, reality doesn't mean live, Terry.
Well,
how do you know it's going to be live?
But that's what they
Does
say.
Does it say live?
Yes.
The word live is in there.
Well, it does. No, the word live is not in there. However, here's
the
a
word
quote.
intervention is in there. Right.
But if it was,
I guess
the word reality's in there.
That's
so
what,
that means live to everyone. Like Survivor. You don't realize it's happening at the very same second that you're watching it.
Yeah, they're all just waiting around until Thursdays at 8.
How does reality mean live to you?
Well, I mean, I guess reality to me means that there's nothing set up, that it shows.
Man, are you
I know,
gone?
but
how many drugs are you on right now?
A few.
Some intervention on her. Yes. It's 7:59 Thursday night, 8 p.m. here at the Kalookalookalookas Islands. Let's get ready to do our thing.
Right, put on your trunks.
Where's King Richard?
No.
He got kicked off.
Unless the intervention is live, which this is not like Survivor on some tropical island. There's no reason why they can't have the intervention live. Live! Bring him in, that strung-out fool. And let's see what he does without any editing. I don't want to hear about something gone wrong, but they didn't air it live. I want to see it all unfold as it's happening. Then I'm watching. Otherwise, I'm out on intervention. Are you getting this?
I get it.
Do I need to redefine live for you?
No, you don't.
Okay. You get it now.
I do.
You understand the definition.
Unless it's happening right here, right now.
Yes.
Minute by minute.
There you go.
No pre-recorded BS.
Oh, you should be the producer now, Terry. You're onto it.
No cutting, pasting, nothing.
You got it.
All the good stuff happens during the commercials.
Mm-hmm.
The room full of like dead people when the commercial comes back.
Perfect.
Wait a minute.
I'm willing to take the risk.
Jeez.
You want it live? You got it.
There it is.
Jeff Probst lying there.
Oh. Jeff Probst could be in harm's way. I'm all for that. What else is going on?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, jeez.
An ad for Elle Macpherson's new lingerie line was banned in Britain after people complained that it appeared to show a woman enjoying a moment of self-gratification.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm. The ad
was the woman Elle Macpherson or some other woman in the ad?
Well, supposedly it is Elle Macpherson, but it does not show the head.
Oh,
it shows
interesting choice of words
from the neck down. So, but
they pulled the ad.
Yes,
because people's impression of the ad was that the subject in the ad was enjoying a moment of self-gratification.
Yes.
And what's wrong with that? It moves merchandise.
Well, the ad has already appeared in Vogue magazine. But like I said, it was banned on the billboard in Britain.
Aha.
Anyway, yes, I do have a picture of it if you'd like to see.
We'll look later.
Okay.
During the intervention portion of the program.
Okay.
One more real quick. What do you have?
The Family Guy cartoon is coming back to television.
The Family Guy.
Ooh, yes.
Heard a lot about the Family Guy. I've never watched the Family Guy, but I know a lot of people who were upset when the Family Guy was taken off the air.
Yeah.
But it never got any ratings. Then all of a sudden they put it on DVD and they couldn't keep them on the shelves. So you do the math.
No, they're not sure whether it'll come back on Fox or on Cartoon Network. It did start out on Fox, but they canceled the show in 2002. So
I'm ready.
You're a big Family guy?
Love it. Watched the whole first season over Christmas break.
You were the only one. Oh, you watched it on DVD?
Yes.
Because you didn't watch it when it was on Fox?
I watched it on Fox a little bit,
Well, apparently not enough people did because you pulled the damn thing.
I was a late bloomer. I didn't catch on to it late, and then it was off the air.
Is that the weirdest thing that nobody and their sister even tuned into the Family Guy when it was on, but as soon as the DVD came out, they raced to it? Does that make any sense?
Not at all, but, you know.
So how did that happen? Steven, explain.
It's baffling. The network that keeps Married with Children on for 13 years.
Yeah, they know from funny.
Well, let me tell you something. You knock Fox, but they understand a rating sheet. And they understand that Al Bundy, in his shoe-selling ways, was bringing people back to the tube week after week. But this Family Guy that you're so into, I haven't seen it, so I can't make a comment. Maybe I'd love it. But the Family Guy, they went over to the rating sheet and said, not a blip on the screen.
Yeah, that is
weird. But yeah, they put it on, like you said, they put it on DVD and bam!
They put everything on DVD. They were shocked. They made like one on DVD, and it was sold, so they made two. And then those were sold. So they made 100,000. And they were sold. And that's how it works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the Family Guy will begin airing next year.
1-866-663-T-MAN. Perhaps we'll take a lightning poll. Well, no.
Okay.
We're not going to have the T. Prentice festivities of the morning chair. We're going to give them the day off today. And I hope they received word on that so they're not racing down here. Okay, good.
Sleeping in for them?
Yeah, let them sleep in a day. Let them take off a day. Think about what they did yesterday.
Yeah.
Think about how many people were clipped yesterday.
Oh, my God.
Think about where we are now, because we're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, that is true.
But we will take a lot of calls early this morning because we'll have a lot of time on our hands. And maybe we've been neglecting calls with all the T. Prentice stuff, Terry. But 1-866-663-T-MAN. If you understand the mystery of the Family Guy, the conundrum that is the Family Guy, let us know. You're on the air. Hi.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, P, I want to know what you thought about your buddy Sean going to Washington.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was this close to getting on Redskins 1, which is the president's, the owner's plane yesterday, and going to D.C. with Sean.
Wow, how fun.
But I have responsibilities to the listeners, Terry.
Yeah, you do.
Is that crap or what?
Pretty much.
I could have been in D.C. right now at a signing party.
Gosh.
But, hey, it was a good deal for all of us in Team Springs, and
Team Springs.
we got a call from Joe Gibbs at the stroke of midnight, and Joe Gibbs, maybe he says this to all the players in the NFL, but he said to Sean that he was the number one player that he was interested in getting in free agency. He was the number one player on their free agent board, and now we hail to the Redskins for that reason.
From Maryland anyway, right?
He's from Maryland, yes. He went to high school in Silver Springs, Maryland.
Wow. So back home for him.
Mm-hmm. And they have a number 24 available. He's very happy.
Oh, good.
And the $30 million doesn't hurt either.
Yeah. I guess we'll take that, maybe.
Minus my percentage, and we're all good.
All right.
So do you think he'll be as good as Champ Bailey was there, though?
Well, Champ Bailey's a little bit younger. He's got a better reputation right now, but the system that the Seahawks were employing was not one to showcase Sean Springs' abilities.
There you go.
So Pro Bowl for the next 2 years is going to be my prediction.
Oh, good.
And I'm not saying that because he's one of my best friends in the world.
Right.
Is that right?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
There's no bias there, obviously. But more importantly, what do you think of the Family Guy, sir? Always does.
But you'll be enjoying those Pro Bowls, won't you, when you go?
Monterey, California. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, T-Man?
What do you got?
Hey, I was wondering if you know about the industrial uses of hemp.
The industrial uses of hemp? Who calls it hemp is what I want to know.
Well, there's...
Is that what they're calling it in Monterey again?
What's that? All right.
Oh.
Hey, now...
I think you're illustrating the industrial uses right now, sir.
Do you know how many years we have left of petroleum on Earth?
Oh. Wow, you're just going from one natural resource to another, huh, sir?
That's right. We have about 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where hemp comes in?
So do you have yourself an electronic car, sir, or no?
You know, I don't really drive a car too often. But,
you and Leonardo DiCaprio should be driving
I know,
hybrid
vehicles.
Yes, you should carpool together.
That's right.
Well, Hotshot Scott just handed me his hemp lip care lip balm.
There we go.
I'm saving the planet.
Yeah,
one lip at a time.
All right.
Because normally you put natural gas on your list.
So he's doing his part. You're on the air. Hello.
Me?
Yes.
What's going on, man?
What do you got, bud?
I'm just calling about the Family Guy, man. Good show. It comes on Adult Swim in the middle of the night, like at 11:30.
Adult Swim?
Yeah.
Cartoon
Adult Swim. It's a Cartoon Network.
Oh, I started wondering what's going on at your house there.
Yeah.
It's on the Cartoon Network.
Swim all the time, not in the middle of the night, man.
It's kind of weird that the Cartoon Network has decided to go with an Adult Swim in the middle of the night. What about those 7-year-olds that have insomnia? They're not taken care of at 3 in the morning?
They should be asleep.
Their parents don't care what they're doing anyway, so what difference does it make?
Good point. So you're big on the Family Guy. You're a fan.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Family Guy. I also wanted to say I hate Constance the Bachelor, too. I wanted to throw that in.
Just throw that in.
Well, we'll save petroleum, we'll save hemp, we'll save Constance the Bachelor, despite what you think. You're on the air. Hello. Hello?
Hey, is this me?
No, it's me.
Oh, hey, look. The Family Guy was not canceled for bad ratings.
Yes, it was, but go ahead. I've read up on it. I've done my research on the Family Guy. No one watched it when it was on, but on DVD, they can't keep it on the shelves. I read about it.
George Groening produced Futurama, and they had to pick either Futurama or Family Guy, and they canceled Family Guy because Matt Groening produced The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason it was canceled.
Okay. What about hemp, though?
I love hemp.
Apparently there's not enough room in the world for hemp and petroleum. Which do you choose?
No gas.
Okay. There you go. Especially since hemp is a lot cheaper these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cube93.com. Keeping you connected.
Family tragedy. The singing star's birth father dies just days after Clay began a nationwide concert tour.
Greg.
But Aiken didn't go to the funeral.
Oh, what a
Clay had been estranged from his biological father, 68-year-old Vernon Grissom, since he was a toddler.
Right.
Grissom died in a North Carolina hospital on Friday, and Clay didn't attend Monday's funeral.
After writing 15 bestseller books. His name was John Grissom. Huh?
Grissom died in a North Carolina hospital on Friday, and Clay didn't attend Monday's funeral.
I bet you if his father turned out to be John Grissom, he would have been a lot closer to him, wouldn't he have? The millionaire, successful author?
Of course.
But no.
When he was 20, Clay changed his name to Aiken, his mother's maiden name.
Any dude who changes his last name to his mother's maiden name is a little... Issues, Terry.
Issues? Yeah,
Issues.
No doubt.
Last year, while competing on American Idol, Clay said he was singing for his late stepfather. Just one night after the family tragedy, E.T. was with Clay as he performed in Miami.
Now I know that
The love I have to deny because I can't come out of the closet.
Well, his dad's dead. Maybe he can.
I don't know what the deal is, but he has a serious, major grudge against now his passed-on father.
Yes.
And even after the passing, he couldn't make peace. Mm-hmm. He's supposed to at least be able to make peace at that point.
Sure.
Have a little closure. Mm. But he'll never have closure. It'll always be tugging at his internal system, Terry. Huh?
No love for Pappy.
Huh? Right. Sure. What?
No love for Pappy.
Got it. Yeah. Well.
Too bad.
That's fine. That's Clay Aiken. I don't really spend much time thinking about it.
Okay.
1-866-663-T-Man. You're on the air. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Hey, I know the real reason the show is taken off there.
What show? Oh, the Family Guy?
The Family
Everyone
Guy.
wants to talk about the Family Guy now. Everyone thinks they're cool because they're into the Family Guy now. That's the DVD to have.
Well,
and everyone's got all the answers. I don't know.
Everybody likes it because they saw it and it was a good show, but nobody could really watch it because they kept switching around the days.
All I know is that when it was on TV, before it was pulled, no one was watching it. It got not impressive ratings.
That's because they kept switching the day and the hours that it was on.
And you couldn't figure it out. You sat there for an hour on Tuesdays at 8 going, wait a minute, this wasn't the Family Guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what they did. They kept switching the hours and the days.
I'm surprised after you were so unable to figure out what day it was on, you were smart enough to figure out how to buy the DVD.
Well, that's because they put it on Cartoon Network and they kept it on a stable slot.
Yes,
you know,
and that's what you need. You need stability in your life as far as your TV programming. Is that what it comes down to?
Well, not really. I'm just,
why does this have to be a bigger story than it really is, Terry?
I don't know.
I'm sorry I brought it up. I understand, and I spoke about this before, that it was a low-rated show. All of a sudden, the DVD comes out, and people are flocking to it like it's the greatest thing in the world.
Well, because it's a good show.
Fine. I've acknowledged that. But why can't you just accept that it got low ratings when it was on? Why is that being challenged by all the Family Guy fans? I guess I offended Family Guy fans by saying it got low ratings and no support when it was on TV.
It did get low ratings, but it's not because people didn't want to watch it. It's because
they couldn't figure out when it was on. I forgot.
They would switch the day it was on and not tell people.
Yes, I heard something about that.
If only they had like a magazine you could buy that showed you what time things were on.
Well, someday there'll be that invention, Stephen.
You want the CEO of the company to call him.
I don't know what they'll call it, but someday they'll have this magazine that tells you what time and what channel TV shows are on.
Yeah. Be nice.
Instead of having to just guess.
And maybe they can put TV stars on the cover, Stephen.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
It'd be a good alternative to those rags that are now on grocery store checkout stands.
You know, it would be cool if it was the size of Reader's Digest, so it wasn't like a big magazine.
I wonder if people would buy, if it would be successful, if they made a magazine strictly devoted to just putting in its magazine the times and channels the TV shows are on. It would never fly, Stephen.
That's not going to work.
There's no chance.
All right, well.
You're on the air. Hello.
Good morning, T-Man. This is Nikki from Tacoma.
Yes, Nikki from Tacoma. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How about you guys?
Not bad.
I'm calling regarding the comment that you were making about men changing their names from their mother, to their mother's maiden name.
Their last names. Yes, that's another thing that Clay Aiken and Gay Phone Operator have in common, by the way, Terry. As we continue to find these connecting threads. From Clay, my ass is Aiken, to Gay, my ass, who they want to say.
Right.
Well, my husband did the same thing.
Now I know of 3 people that have done that. Clay, Gay, and your husband, Jay.
Well, you know, my husband's father died about 2 years ago, and he had just started to have a relationship with him.
Yes.
And after he died, he wanted to talk to me about changing all of our names, my son, my name, and his last name to his father's last name.
That's almost as confusing as a world without a TV guide.
I was absolutely appalled that he would suggest something like that, given the struggles that his mother, a very strong, confident black woman, to a man that was no good to him for all of his life, never visited his son. So I was just completely appalled.
Did you tell him you were appalled, or you're just telling us? Did you tell him how much upset and feelings this caused you, or just have sex with him that night?
Oh, no. That just wasn't an option at that night.
Not that night.
So when you're mad at your husband, you withhold sex. Is that what you are insinuating?
Well, no. When I'm mad at him, I don't even want to be with him.
Why do harsh feelings, why do bad feelings and the withholding of sex seem to go hand in hand? Where did those two become a connecting little course of action? Why should it be? Why should it be?
Like you're really in the mood when you're angry. Come on.
You should always be in the mood. Why should you not be in the mood for loving sex?
No, women are very mental people, and when it's
mentally challenged.
No, don't go there. Men are mentally challenged.
Oh, that's true.
You know, when women are. They have to mentally think about sex.
Not so mentally challenged that we realize that sex feels good. And when I'm angry, I wouldn't mind dabbling in something that feels good.
Yes, I understand that. But when I'm pissed off at my husband, I don't want to be bothered with him, let alone have sex with him.
Why have something happen in your life when you're angry that makes you feel good? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me personally, I don't want to be bothered with him at all when I'm pissed off.
Makes as much sense as guessing what time TV shows are on. 7. Yes. How'd I do? Almost. Okay. I want to know when women got together at the boardroom table and decided that anger and withholding sex is a connecting little process.
I don't think it's just females. I think that, yes, although men
withhold sex when they're angry?
Men go to a
stay there. No, we got sound.
I think that men, yes, although they enjoy the whole feeling of it, even when they're angry, just like women, they don't want to have anything to do with that person.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Terry. I tend to agree with that.
I cannot agree with that either, Terry.
When they're having sex, if they're going to have sex, whether they care less whether they're mad or not.
Those are the nights that we make you pay.
Is it really?
And I'm not talking in hard cold cash, just in general.
Oh, really?
Men fail to realize it's a good thing when women withhold sex, because when they actually do get it, the woman will break them off.
Okay, whatever. If that makes you feel better about your withholding sex on certain nights and relieves guilt, then that's fine. But that happens not to be the case.
Guilt about it.
That happens not to be the case. But given that philosophy that I now know that you have, I can pretty much guarantee that your husband finds his own sex on the nights that you're withholding it.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Oh, are you sure?
Oh, yes.
How could you be so sure? Does he tend to go out for an evening paper, which they stopped putting out about 40 years ago, when he's recognizing that you're angry at him?
Well, if he's really going to go there, then he can go and leave me the hell alone anyway.
Where's there? Oh, you're just talking in general. Oh.
If he wants to go there,
because I was thinking I'd like to go with him next time you get angry. Wherever there is that he's found that is so relieving to his situations when you're angry. Because something tells me when you're angry, you're a terror.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay? I can almost feel it through the phone. She's not even angry right now, Terry. Right. And I can feel the whirlwind that is her anger already. Okay?
Boy, wind her up and watch her go.
I already know that you don't want to be within 500 yards of this woman when she's angry. I don't think you want to be around her when she's any kind of emotional, high-pitched situation. Mm-hmm. Right now, she's kind of just charged up and she's almost happy. And I'm scared of her.
Imagine how her husband feels.
I'm a really good person, but you don't want to cross me when I'm pissed.
Her husband tries to, for the first time in his life, embrace his biological dad, and he gets crucified by his own wife.
Well, no, my thing was...
How does a man win?
I'm not going to change my son's name from a woman that is there for him, has always been there for him for birth. I mean, the man wouldn't even come over to our house for family holidays.
Oh,
he would go over to his stepkid's house. That's ridiculous.
Yes. You want to talk to a man on line 16 whose wife has withheld sex now for 3 months?
Really?
Yes.
Because she's angry?
Yes, because she's still angry. The anger's not subsiding.
Uh-oh, not good.
But she does project that the anger will completely subside by 2009.
Well, lucky him.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk
3 months is a bit long.
Even for her.
It's a couple of days long, yes.
If she is that pissed off at him that long, they probably shouldn't be married still.
Well, let's hear from the man in Yakima. Good morning. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, T-Man?
What do you got, sir? You've been without sex for 3 months, or just your wife has withheld sex with you?
Yeah, she's been withholding it. She's in little...
So is that for us to assume that you haven't had sex for 3 months, or no?
Well, no, I haven't had sex. Well, my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Old righty.
Old righty. Yes, and what would you like to share with us, sir? You think this is unfair, and you're trying to figure out...
It would be the worst punishment,
Yes.
What did you do?
I don't like doing the dishes and cleaning up. I work every day.
Especially when you need old righty.
Well, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But, and that's the kind of thing she wants me to do.
Does your wife sound like this? Speak up, other caller.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Oh.
I'm just a woman that, for me personally, I don't want to be bothered with my husband when I'm angry. And if that means he wants to have sex and I don't, well, that's just tough for him.
Mm-hmm. I still don't understand. No one has given me a clear point of view as to why anger has to lead to this absence or this unwillingness to have sex. I don't see why the two should be connected, Terry. I don't see why sex is any better when you're happy.
Well, I think women enjoy it a lot more when they're emotionally connected. And when a woman is angry...
Allow sex to provide its own emotion. Don't bring emotion into sex. Let emotion evolve during sex.
What do you want? Us to be so angry when we...
Men are different.
All right,
That's
fine.
right. Really, as a man, I don't know if you would really want to make love with your woman when she's angry, because you never know what it might turn into.
Take our chances.
I like it like that.
Mm-hmm.
The ice pick under the bed.
Right.
Sir, so how are you holding up, sir? You going to be okay or what?
I should be all right,
Something tells me the sound of your voice, you'll be fine.
I will.
Yes.
But
something tells me you've had long streaks of no sex.
Yeah, I've had a few kids, so.
Mm-hmm. How old are you, sir?
I'm 23.
23 and a few kids?
I have 2.
2 kids.
Oh, listen to the caller.
And you're going to be okay, right?
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes.
What gets you through the nights?
Good videos.
All right. Well, there you have it. Well, thank you both.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
Something tells me you two are meant for each other, but you guys never cross paths. Oh, it's a shame about soulmates. I don't understand, Terry.
Well.
Maybe men should just marry women they don't want to have sex with in the first place. Then you can't hold anything from them. Don't want it anyway. Can't scare me.
Then you can just be a jackass for the rest of your life.
That's perfect. Stick that in your TV guide and stuff it.
The T-Man Powers. Eric Powers to the people.
Woman faces DWI charges, accused of driving drunk on the way to bail her boyfriend out on the same charge.
Oh, geez.
Police say 32-year-old Donna Trainer was...
Now, the audio's not really great on this, Terry. But it's an interesting story. It's a tough day when you get in your car and head down the road to bail your boyfriend out of jail for being arrested for DUI, and then you get pulled over for DUI.
Yeah.
It's not the happiest day in your relationship.
A Southern Tier woman faces DWI charges, accused of driving drunk on the way to bail her boyfriend out on the same charge. Police say 32-year-old Donna Trainer was heading to the Cattaraugus County Jail yesterday when she was pulled over. 24-year-old Christian Ty was arrested on DWI charges just a few hours before.
Well, they got a lot in common.
Yeah, they do.
Well, a couple of drinks together.
Yes. Obviously doesn't think together.
Man.
Well, we'll follow their progress. Of course we will, don't you know, Terry?
Yes.
In the meantime, I understand this is getting out of hand, and I have to blame myself, Terry. I have said many times in the past that top 10 dysfunctional family members get carte blanche as far as coming down here whenever they so desire.
You have said that,
But
yeah.
some people abuse it more than others. I'm kind of surprised that the one who seems to be abusing it the most these days is who in the green room?
Marie.
Right.
Marie?
She knows everyone hates her in the listening audience. She has to. And yet she wants to, like, stick it to them over and over again.
Wow.
Yet the focus group put her in the top 10.
But before at least people will call up and say they were coming down, she just shows up.
Right. I'm downstairs. Come and get me.
I've arrived.
Yes.
Wow.
Because technically we could leave her downstairs in the rain, Terry.
Sure.
But we're soft-hearted people.
Her wig would get messed up.
Yes. She shopped long and hard to find that wig that fit her head just right.
You just toss it in the dryer. It's fine.
Yes.
Fluff it up.
Spent many, many hours searching for the perfect wig, and then she just settled on this one she has now.
Yeah, why'd you pick that one?
I don't know. The lucky thing, I think she has to be at her little phone company at 8 o'clock, so she doesn't have much time to spend with us. Oh, darn. What do you have there, Terry? What do you have going on?
Well, T-Man, recently we did a story on how taller men make more money than shorter men. In fact, an average of $780 more.
I love how you glance at Jimmy Fred when you're reading this. Yes, go ahead. What is there that you would like to add to that? Is there something you want to add to that?
There is.
You just felt so much glee in reading that story a couple of weeks ago that you wanted to read it again.
No, there is more, actually.
There's more?
Yes, there is. Are
Wow.
you listening in there, little man?
Oh, Jay!
Well, now a study in Poland found that
Wait a minute. He's yelling. What was that?
I said, shut up. I mean, she's 5 feet tall and she's built like a butterball.
Built
First
like a
of all,
Give it, Terry.
butterball. Terry gets a lot of compliments on her thicker body, which has gained, what, how many pounds?
10 pounds.
Still 10?
Still 10, actually, yeah.
That's why she doesn't like white guy, because no one would be attracted to her.
Do you think so? You're making stereotypical opinions on people's preferences. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
I see.
God, he's an idiot.
He is. He's just an idiot.
What is wrong?
Anyway, well, now a study in Poland found that taller men were more likely to marry and have children than shorter men. No marriage for you, shorty.
Shorty. 40-year-old people calling someone shorty.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Real mature.
Landmark day.
Butterball's mature.
That's true.
Okay.
You just have to start to acknowledge that people like taking cracks at short people. Now, these are real, I guess, hardcore studies, especially coming out of Poland, Terry, where they're really on top of the new and updated facts of life. But you have to start recognizing that Terry's not alone in taking her cracks at you for being a shorter individual.
And
I mean, there's got to be a reason why the song Short People went racing to number one back in 1978, and people still enjoy it today.
Right.
And meanwhile, Jimmy Fred's song of I Wish I Could Chop Off Every Tall Person's Legs has yet to get a spin on any radio station.
Right. And he thinks that me being a short woman is a bad thing, yet it's accepted.
Much more acceptable to be a short woman as opposed to a man being undersized,
Right.
a shrinky-dink-like individual. And you tack onto it all that you're an especially, unlikable short person, and it makes it that much easier to take cracks at you. You aware of all this or no?
It makes me really want to get up in the morning. The constant support that I get here.
I've always wondered why you have for as long as you have.
By the way, March 1st was my 3-year anniversary here.
Okay.
I never got the card. Extra little bonus.
Oh, boy.
Extra little bonus.
You got a big raise this year.
Well, the growth hormone's in the mail.
Along with extra propecia.
Our favorite song!
Short people got
what?
No reason.
Oh!
Short people got
what?
No reason.
Oh!
Short people got
what?
No reason to live.
Oh, to live! Oh, I didn't know it was that simple.
They got little hands.
You know they do.
Little eyes.
This just out of Poland.
To walk around telling big lies.
This news just in.
Little noses, tiny little teeth.
Polish researchers.
Platform shoe on the nasty little feet. Well, I don't want no short people.
Me neither.
Don't want no short people.
Especially that
Don't want no short people around here.
one. You're on the air.
Hey, I was just wondering, what do they consider short in these studies?
Look behind the glass. Oh, I forgot we're not on TV. In the study, Terry, do they give definitions and parameters for what is a short person? I think it's pretty standard.
Right.
I think we all know.
If you are 5'8" or below, you're considered an undersized individual. And he doesn't come close to 5'8".
Way away from 5'8".
He's closer to 5 foot like you, Terry.
I know.
Than he is to 5'8".
Yes.
Nobody to love.
Nobody to love. Randy Newman was a prophet.
No baby leg. Stand so low. You got
Terry, you're such a dumb wench. What are you going to do when your son is 5'7"?
Hey, that is something he has to deal with.
No.
I understand that.
Wow.
We've talked about that.
So you're suggesting that Terry is
Why does that make me dumb?
presenting some bad karma for herself and taking on you and your lack of height when her
Yes,
son
does
to be
she
in the...
want her son to be treated like she treats me?
Oh, dear.
See, the thing that my son has going for him is personality.
Chip off the old block.
Okay.
There must be a chip off the old block. He's calling you an old block, Terry. An old butterball. Well, Terry.
I guess when pregnant women are pregnant, they're not supposed to gain weight. They're supposed to lose weight. That shows how intelligent he is.
You were putting on weight before you got pregnant.
Whatever.
You got the little training for free. You used it, you lost little pounds. You stopped using it. The deal ran out, you put all the weight back.
Try again.
He weighs her every day, you know.
Try again.
He weighs you mentally every morning
I
you walk in,
guess
Terry.
so.
He's got a chart.
He's got multicolored graphs.
Boy, what a good song. I forgot.
Play it one more time.
Oh, dear. Terry, since you brought up the subject, why don't you give us an update on your visit to the doctor? Everything is going okay with your pregnancy, Terry?
Yes, everything's going great, progressing well. They're about an inch big, and they look like little shrimp.
Wow. Ironically, that's what the rest of your kids look like.
But yes, you can kind of see a little bit of the hands and feet, little nubbies.
No way.
Yes, you can. I'll
about?
bring you pictures.
So weird.
I'll
Anyhow,
bring
in
you
case you're just tuning in these days, Terry Free is a pregnant woman.
Pregnant?
Yes, I said pregnant.
Pregnant.
Yes, and she is carrying two. Count them, 2.
1, 2.
Children.
Yes.
And they look like little shrimp.
Yes.
Following in the footsteps of Darius, Jay, and Alexa.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 6 ounces. Where does the 10 pounds come from?
You know,
they're
progesterone
breaded
shots.
And the doctor is very impressed with how things are going so far. He's very satisfied. He's very happy. He's very feeling good about you and your dusty old womb carrying 2 children quite adequately.
Yes. Dusty old womb is doing well.
Who would have thunk it? We have Terry convinced that she's got a dusty old womb now. Yes. Does the doctor give a...
Every time he looks in here, let me get
Yes.
the cobwebs out of the way.
Right?
Little pledge. Get the Swiffer out.
Yeah, the Swiffer.
Oh, second verse, there's the first. You wanted to hear it again, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite song.
Well, I would.
That next to Michael Jackson's "I'm Fat."
I would buy your single of I Want to Chop Off Every Tall Person's Legs.
Short people got no reason.
Sure.
Short people got no reason to live.
Okay, let's end it there.
You
Anyhow.
know, he brings up my child being short, which, you know, okay, he more than likely will be.
Well, he could
However,
have a growth spurt, Terry.
he could.
Some people grow early. Some boys grow late.
Sure.
Some boys don't grow at all.
Yeah, what's amazing
boys.
is that, you know, for some reason, this girl he's dating who's taller than him actually likes him. I mean, that's amazing to me.
Here's the deal.
She could do so much better.
I was like the tallest kid in 5th grade, and then I didn't grow from like 5th grade all the way to like 10th grade. And by the time I was a junior, senior in high school, I was one of the shorter kids. But then I grew all the way through college, Terry, and I stand at 6'1", 200 pounds of rock hard steel muscle. Huh? Right.
Tail of the
Parts unknown.
Yeah, parts unknown.
Wait, no. 200. So
Yes.
I'm just letting you in on the fact, Terry, that a growth spurt could happen at any time.
Sure.
I think Darius is going to be quite sizely. Yes.
I can only
Speaking
hope.
of updates,
Yes.
I'm getting emails now from, well, he knows not to instant message me anymore. So I got an email from gay phone operator yesterday telling me everything about this shipment he was supposed to get from this Greek tycoon.
Right.
He knows not to email you anymore, right? Because you told him you don't want any information on it. I kind of want to be updated, but I don't want him to all of a sudden I'm sitting there on the internet enjoying whatever I'm enjoying.
Right.
And all of a sudden a little message from gay phone operator pops up. I'm done with that.
Is it a happy one? Or
Does his picture pop up on that?
His picture pops up when
It
he instant
does?
messages you, yes. It's terribly disturbing.
Shocking.
For someone who's very reluctant to leave the house, and he's so concerned that everyone's making fun of him for his weight, he certainly loves to show his big stupid mug all the time. Every time he would instant message someone, there would be his big red smile.
Yeah, it's terrible. Puts it on his emails, too.
Well, I didn't notice it on the email, but he got a shipment from the Greek god.
Ooh, wow.
He got
That's
the
a big,
box.
This is a big day, huh?
Really?
And, of course, as soon as I start mentioning him, the hotline gets filled up.
Oh, boy.
And I guess he wants to tell us for himself.
He's a gay phone operator. He's so gay. He's so phone operator. And now, here's Gay. A good morning.
Good morning.
Ooh, uh-oh.
$8. That's my guess.
Here's bus fare.
Do you want to tell us what happened with your shipment? Huh?
I got it.
I know you got it. Why don't you tell everyone else what else happened?
There
Well, actually, wait a second. You sit tight. Bring Marie in real quick. She has to go to work. We'll let her say hi for 2 seconds and send her on her way.
This is great.
Bag lady of the show. That's what she's becoming.
I never abused my status when I was on the top.
No. Because we just didn't come down and get you. Yeah, you didn't have cab fare.
We just let you sit there.
You're not the type to stand out in the rain. Marie. Lots of perfume this morning. Well, she's new in the work field. She's got to impress her fellow colleagues. So she's gotten back to that addiction of overloading herself with perfume. You were just here the other day, Marie.
Yes.
You just shared your warm thoughts with us the other morning.
I know.
Do you think we missed you?
I think so.
Yeah, that's why you came down. Because you feel like when
I
there's
feel
no
that
Marie.
I have to make my appearance because otherwise you guys will forget about
Was
it.
it a mistake to put you in the top 10 of the dysfunctional family? Because now
No, that
you're
was the best move.
right. But some
Oh my
some
God.
feel you're abusing this. You
Who?
can come down whenever
Who
you
feels
want.
that way?
Everybody.
Oh, tell me one name. Give me one name.
Well, I
Give
can
me
fill the call lines with names if you so desire.
Do you really want to take a lightning poll on that?
No.
Yeah. Well, not really.
We're kind of interested in hearing what happened. Believe it or not, we would like the end result of what happened with Gay and a shipment of clothes, and there was supposed to be a large check enclosed with the oversized shipment of huge garments that were sent to gay phone operator's place.
Wasn't he expecting like $100,000 or something?
No.
Gay is on the line. He's going to update us on that. But we wanted to say hello to you first.
I saw Gay yesterday on the street.
And Nick, jeez.
Wow.
You just bumped into Gay on the street?
I bumped into him. Actually, I was walking and he was driving. He recognized me and he started honking.
Is that
and he
right?
backed his car up.
He backed up the fishing machine to you?
Took it out. And,
Is that true, Gay?
That is true.
Yeah, and we talked.
Kind of scary. It's kind of too small the world when dysfunctional family members are colliding in everyday life, Terry.
Did you notice all the stupid magnets on the back of his car that say GPO on it?
Magnets?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Marie? What do you need from us? What can we do for you? What do you have to have happen here to make you happy? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
jeez.
what?
I asked you a question.
What are you doing to me?
I'm not doing anything to you, Marie.
You're making me nervous.
Oh, Lord. Are you drunk again, Marie?
Am I what?
Are you drunk?
I am never drunk.
Okay.
You know. I just have.
Are you going to go to work all full of vodka?
No.
What do you need, Marie?
What do I need? Oh, I'm changing my name.
What?
I'm changing my name. I was.
You're going to be Marie Aiken?
No. No, because I was talking to my astrologer.
Right?
Oh,
my
no.
God. Why does that not surprise me? But go ahead. And what was in the stars for you? The astrologer suggested you get a new name?
My future is very bright.
Right, I gotta wear shades.
Oh, yeah. So, no, he said that my middle name actually fits me better. So now I want to change it to Lydia.
You're going to be Marie Lydia?
Marie Lydia.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Marie Lydia. How do
It
you
rolls
like
off the tongue.
How do you like it?
Oh, it has such a ring to it.
Lydia.
Marie.
Supposedly.
How about I offer a different suggestion that really captures the essence of you?
Go ahead.
How about Marie Wacko? Doesn't that really say it all? Oh,
you know what?
What?
Sometimes it does.
Yeah. Marie.
Yes.
Marie Lydia.
Yes,
Okay.
Marie Lydia.
I'm glad you have, Marie Lydia.
Yes.
Marie, leave now.
Maria, leave it now.
Stephen.
I'm glad you have so much energy that you can put forth to your new company that I'm sure you're very excited about working for.
Oh, absolutely.
Marie got a talking to, by the way, from what I'm being told. Now, is that true?
Stop it.
That's what we're hearing.
I can't, yeah, but
That
I
the
can't
people-
talk. But I can't talk about my company.
The people that, see, here's the deal. She comes down the other day and she talks about her new company and she says basically who they are.
Right.
And
No, I haven't. You said that.
And well, I said who they are, fine. And the vice president calls her in and says, don't do that again. You're embarrassing us.
So here she is again.
So here she is again, trying to get,
I don't say
obviously,
anything about...
trying to get fired.
You're getting me in trouble, man.
You want to be fired.
You're getting me in trouble.
Do you want to be fired or not?
I can't answer that question.
Gary, are you familiar with this company?
I know what it's like being called in by that company.
Oh, jeez. God. Marie,
yes.
time to go to work.
I know. I know.
Have a great day.
They're doing roll call right now, and no one's responding to Marie Lydia.
Roll call.
Yes.
So you don't like my new name?
Marie,
Yes.
it's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Like it?
Now let's work on the rest of you. Your name is taken care of now.
But see, the name is very important.
Now what can we do to make improvements to the rest of you?
Oh, well, I need to move and I need to find a place that I will accept my dog.
Oh, jeez.
Because I have really a problem.
Is that what you call it?
Oh, my God.
What about,
I have a big dog.
What about a place that accepts pets? Do you, oh, geez.
Pets.
Right.
Yeah, pets. I meant a pet.
Okay, yes. Very
pet
nice.
is a dog,
So
yeah.
you want to move in with a guy in the listening audience? Is that what you're suggesting? You want to
Not
you want to share expenses
necessarily.
with a big black man? Is what
No.
you're saying in the listening audience? Is that what you have come to the conclusion of?
I'll tell you something. There is this one black guy in our
geez.
class, and he's actually, if he wasn't married, I would actually go out with him. How about
Talk
Are you
about
shocked?
evolution.
I know.
Boy,
Can you
Marie is
believe this?
actually evolving, Terry, to the point where she found a black man attractive.
Wow.
I know. See? Mm-hmm.
You're the weirdest person I know.
I know.
Actually, no, Gay's the weirdest person. You're the second weirdest person I know.
That works for
All
me.
right, go and have your little
Okay.
daytime fantasies about a
Okay.
big, handsome, married black man at work.
No. Married doesn't work for me.
Okay.
No. You know that.
Get breakfast at the cafeteria. It's really good.
Obviously, there's nothing left since Gay found it great.
Yeah.
Right. Isn't it time to go to work?
It is. I'm running.
Thanks for stopping down.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Thank you.
And we'll get the update on Gay's great benefactor. A couple of seconds as the hits just keep on coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Goodbye, Marie Lydia.
Goodbye.
Have a great day.
I have a fabulous day yourself.
The T-Man. Summer Jam 2000.
Hey, anybody home in this house? Hey.
It's John on hold, Terry.
What?
Anybody home?
From just a few minutes ago, yes.
Answer the phone. I pick up the phone. I call.
Oh, jeez.
I call the number. The number. Yeah, the hotline. Yeah. Anybody do it for me? I hate everybody.
Oh,
Would you wake up?
Wow. Jerry's having a moment.
You
He's having a moment on hold right now.
Wow.
I don't know if he's ready to go on the air yet.
I think he's now my favorite dysfunctional family.
Is that
member.
right?
Yes.
Really?
No question
That
about
put
it.
him over the top? Is this what vaulted him right here?
I hate everybody.
Oh, jeez.
Would you wake up?
It's tough to do better than that.
Oh, boy.
I see.
I love people that are wacko. I just love it. Wow. He's perfect.
Speaking of just that kind of person, he finally got his package from his Greek mogul.
Wow.
His Greek tycoon came through like he said he would, and a whole shipment of oversized clothes came in the mail.
Yeehaw.
He's styling, I'm sure, in Greek's latest fashions.
I'm sure.
Say goodbye to the sweater vest.
He's a trendsetter now.
Yes. Is that who you are?
Yeah, none of them fit.
He didn't even know your size?
I told him my size, but I don't think he understands the difference.
Wow. All right, now, that wasn't the real big, well, the most important thing you were looking forward to in that shipment from the Greek tycoon. The clothes was going to be nice, but the check that he promised would be inside one of the pockets was what you were really looking forward to. That's what you needed. That's what you desired. What happened with that?
Well, he told me eventually that it was cash that he put in.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Wait till you hear this.
No cash?
Yes, this was Gay's reaction when he looked through the clothes.
You bitch! You pretty much.
All right, why don't you tell us what happened? Go ahead.
I
think this was predicted by Stephen R. Kilbreth. He said the package wouldn't show up at all, but I guess this is almost as close as that. This is almost as right on as that prediction. What happened? There was no money.
There was a note in the package, but there was no money. And I can't read the note because it's in Greek.
God, this
you
is
had a translator.
Well, no, online I can copy and paste it into the translator. I don't have the Greek keyboard to type out these characters. I don't know what the hell it
So
says.
you're not able to read the letter, and you would need someone who speaks Greek to interpret that letter for you.
Yeah, so I'll probably take it over to my phone.
How many people do you really need that speak Greek to be able to translate sucker?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's someone in the listening audience who could read Greek, Terry. That'll go over to
Sure.
Gay's place.
No, that's
walk
okay.
through the stench of cheese and
That's okay.
smell or translate what that letter exactly says. But
Sure.
there was. Are we to understand that there was no money included?
There was no money included.
None at all?
None.
None. And
Wow.
that
Here's
surprised me, and I
a
was-
man who sent him $6,000 up till now.
Yes.
Who promised him clothes and a big allotment of cash.
Right. Clothes didn't fit.
And now all of a sudden, the thought of this guy being a fraud, or at least a fraud from the standpoint that he's got this disposable amount of cash that he can just fly at Gay's face whenever he wants, is now becoming more and more like the reality.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was mad, and I went online and talked to him, and
You yelled at him.
I
yes.
I did.
As only he could.
And he said,
I hate everybody.
so what was his explanation? Or are you not able to reach him?
No, I talked to him yesterday, and he told me, made me put the package in front of the webcam so
Oh,
he
geez.
could see how it was wrapped.
And
he told you in Greek, which was translated through some very fine software, to put the package up to the webcam so he could see exactly how it arrived and in what condition.
Yeah, so I put the box in front of the cam,
So
and
there's
I took out all the clothes.
There's Gay going through the motions of this guy's big fraudulent plot.
Fraudulent plot.
And he's putting the package in front of the webcam like an idiot, and the guy's like, "Oh, that's not the way it was."
No, and he said, "Where's the blue file?" And I said, "What blue file?"
Oh, it's always a blue file. It's not a pink file, Gay.
So is this guy going to claim that somehow during the shipment somebody got into the package and stole the money?
Right on, Terry. You
Gay buys it.
Yes.
Because he gave me every denomination that he sent. He said he sent 8 500-euro notes, 2 100-euro notes, and one
that convinces me.
Well,
so he has you believing that money was taken out of the package during the process of shipping it to you.
Yes.
However, on the package, was there any type of notice that, this package had been ruffled through or damaged during shipment?
Yeah, they usually do that after they steal your money, Terry.
Well, I mean, if it had been open, they actually
There was different wrapping paper on it. There was different tape.
There was different wrapping paper that he remembers wrapping it with, because he wraps it
Well, not
only...
necessarily the paper, but parts of it were covered with different colored paper than the other. And
So
there
he
was
wrapped
different
it in,
colored
like,
tape.
wrapping paper?
Gay wants
Not
to believe this.
wrapping paper. Shut up, Steven.
No, that's what you're saying.
It was different paper that the box was wrapped in. Would you wake up?
Fits so perfectly.
So it's like, it's a boy, wrapping paper.
It wasn't birthday or Christmas wrapping paper. It was like...
Well, I already have multiple volunteers that can read Greek, Gay. So if you want that note translated, that'll be fine. But what was happening after you guys went over the discovery and research aspects of your day and determined that there was new wrapping paper?
Well, I was mad, and I told him, I said, "What are you?" I said, "Are you punishing me because I sent you home?"
Oh, jeez.
Punishing him.
And he said, "No." So he said he's going to go to the bank today,
Gay words like
make
that.
a deposit in my account, and then he's going to. He said he's coming back to Seattle.
So he's going to make good on all this?
Yeah,
And he's going to come back to Seattle when?
the 8th, 9th, or 10th of this month.
And
That's like less than a week away.
Yeah.
Would you wake up?
He's going to play sex over glass with the Weeman.
And you bought it again.
I said, okay, what am I supposed to say?
So, Steven, are you insinuating that this guy will be a no-show at the end of this week?
It's possible.
And the belief is that when he arrives in Seattle to see his big red gay lover,
Big red gay lover.
that he's going to give you all the money he promised you and then some. Is that what you are believing or what?
He told me he was sorry that it happened, and that when he came to Seattle, everything he told me before would be true again.
Well, what was all the things
again.
What was all the things he told you? Go over the list of things that has been promised you that you believe is going to happen when he arrives in Seattle.
He's supposed to allow me to move to a new apartment.
Allow him
All right, so that's the first thing. He's going to move you into a new apartment.
Moving on up.
He wants to buy me a car.
So first thing, let's see if we got this all pictured. He's going to arrive in about 4 or 5 days. He's
Right.
going to give a warm embrace to his big red gay lover.
Big red gay lover.
Then he's going to put you into a brand new shiny apartment that's a lot bigger and more luxurious to accommodate your oversized body.
Yeah,
and then what happens?
He said something about a car.
He's going to buy you a car?
A brand new car?
What kind of car?
A Mercedes SLK 320.
That's a small car, Gay.
Yeah,
I sat in it. I went to the dealer and I sat in it. I fit.
Test drove one.
You fit in the SLK?
Yeah.
They let you test drive one?
No, I didn't test drive it. I just sat in it.
Okay, so we got a brand new shiny apartment. We have a brand new SLK Mercedes. Is that where it ends, or is there more?
There's money.
How much money have you guys agreed on is going to be handed from him to you, the big Greek tycoon, to the big red gay lover,
Big red gay lover.
Well, in order to
in
do
just
the
a matter of a few days?
in order to do the apartment, I need $40,000 in my account.
You told him that.
Yeah.
So a minimum of $40,000 is going to be transferred from his account to your account when he arrives in town, gives the warm embrace to his big red gay lover, puts you in a shiny new apartment, and buys you an SLK.
Yeah.
Now, is he going to pay your rent for the next year? So
Well,
that
that's
you
what
don't
the
have to worry
$40,000 is
about-
for.
Oh, okay. All
That's
right.
what the $40,000 is for.
I feel sorry for the guy that has to buy the SLK that Gay sat in. I really feel sorry for him.
That's when it gets repoed?
Wow. You actually test drove around town a Mercedes SLK.
I did not test drive it.
No,
I
you
just went and
sat
sat in it to make sure that I
Sat in it.
fit.
The fact that they let
I'm
you
sure
do
they thoroughly Febrezed the front
Oh,
seat.
whatever.
They see you walking up in your shorts and tank top up the street to the dealership.
So where would you say you work, mister?
You don't when you pay cash.
How do you plan to make these payments? Oh, big red gay lover. Big red gay lover.
What the license plate says, too, by the way.
Yeah, it's amazing how it all fits in code. So, Gay, you hear a lot of people laughing here in the studio. I think some of the people who are sitting to my right and left are a little bit with their misgivings about this guy actually showing up and making it all happen. What do you think the odds are? What percentage chance do you think there is?
I don't know.
Can we meet him?
No.
I know you.
Why do you want to meet this guy?
No.
I just do. I'm curious.
He's not meeting anybody from the show. No.
All right. 1-866.
He's not meeting my family.
663. You haven't met your family.
Yeah, okay.
He-Man is the number to call. Let me talk to the first couple of people that said they can read Greek. Maybe we want to have that letter read by
I would like to.
later this morning. You're on the air. Are you there?
I'm here.
And you say you can read Greek?
Yes, I can.
All right, speak some Greek to us so we can start believing you.
Okay.
Do we even
I don't know?
know?
What do you want me to say?
Talk to Gay in Greek. It turns him on.
It's a big red gay lover.
Is it big red gay lover?
Yeah, say...
Είσαι πολύ ωραίο άνθρωπος και θέλω να σε γαμίσω.
Sounds like Spanish.
Okay, now if gay was straight, that would probably work. But,
Oh, it is.
That's yeah.
So you know a few dirty words. You don't really know how to speak Greek.
Are you able to go over to Gay's apartment and translate this letter or not?
Well, this is the thing. I'm on my way to work, and I'm willing to read the letter. I'm willing to read over it for him. I just can't get out of work.
Where do you work?
Oh, God. I work for Seattle Federal Mortgage.
All right, well, we could have the letter picked up and brought to your office, so maybe you can get a 5-minute timeout at work, and you can read the letter to us over the phone. Would that be possible?
Yeah, I can try to
Okay.
do that.
Oh, good.
You still have the letter, right, Gay?
Yeah.
No, oops, threw it away.
Oh, it got destroyed. Sorry.
All right, we'll take your information, and maybe we'll see you in a little bit, all right?
Okay, that works.
Okay, very good. So let's see where we stand now. The guy did not send the money as promised.
No.
Or it was stolen.
Well, Gay thinks he did send it.
Whichever you believe. Whichever you believe. Now, which are you more likely to believe, Terry Free? You're a pretty open-minded person. This Greek tycoon swears up and down that the money was there. He had Gay show him the box in front of the webcam, and oh, that explains it. Oh, that's not the wrapping paper I used. Those schmucks in the border took all your money. And they're spending euros like they're going out of style.
Well, I'm sorry to say, but I don't believe he sent the money.
Well, this alleged gay rich tycoon, you know, this guy who's so smart and has all these businesses and everything, would probably get it insured, I would think.
Yeah, okay, Star Jones.
And why would he send cash?
Well, thank you.
Alleged.
Why would he send cash, Gay, when he knows if he's a big business tycoon, he probably knows from some of the things that tend to happen from time to time with some crooked security people at borders and stuff like that?
Because I don't know, he acts paranoid sometimes when talking about money figures and stuff online. He doesn't want to talk about it on the phone. And he doesn't want to say amounts
Steven's
online.
convinced he does not have it, but he has sent him $6,000 so far.
That's all he had, okay?
Huh?
That was it.
Maybe he doesn't want to talk about it because giving money to a stranger is pretty weird.
But it's not like he's saying it's going to come in a month or two.
No, he's coming in days.
Gay's going to know in a couple of days if this guy's a fraud or not. We're going to have everything we need to know by next week.
Right.
The guy
And he's
doesn't
making
show.
another deposit today.
He's making another deposit today of how much money?
1,500 euro.
Good, we're all in
So
for lunch.
which is what in U.S. dollars?
It's about $1,700.
Is that right?
So the New York, you have the New York bank account now.
No, that is supposed to happen after the 7th. Which is
The funniest thing is that Gay has gotten about $6,000 from this guy. He's gotten clothes from this guy, but the money wasn't there, so Gay yells at him at the top of his gay
I didn't
lunch.
yell at him.
You said you did.
I
wrote in your
said I was
email.
mad, and I asked him. I asked him if he was punishing me. Why would he do that? Why would he make me wait 20 days and tell me that continuously throughout the 20 days that it was coming, that everything would be okay once I got the package?
I wish I had in your email because I wish I had your email because you wrote that you yelled at him as soon as you got the package. Did you yell or not?
The businessman that
It was
doesn't
all,
believe in
I guess I
FedEx.
did because it was all in caps, but still.
You should yell at him for the return address being Topeka, Kansas, by the way.
You're on the air. Hello? Hello, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Hey, man, I don't think he's getting his money.
Huh?
Real deal.
People are not believing in this Greek tycoon now, Gay. You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, I can't believe Gay. I mean, first of all, I never really was a big fan of him because he's lazy and dirty and fat.
That just about covers it, yes.
Okay. But now he's like, he really takes the cake. I mean, how can this guy bitch about not getting free money from some gay dude he doesn't even know? When he, first of all, how can he be stupid enough to believe he's actually going to get some cash?
Yeah, why do you yell at this guy like you are acting like you have this coming to you, Gay, when this guy's a stranger who just sends you money on a whim?
Because he's promised the whole time.
He's even got a penny. I mean,
Audacity,
the guy doesn't
man.
have a
Yeah.
friggin' job.
He's so out of touch. He's so warped.
You should say to him, well, thanks for trying. You know, maybe it'll work out next time.
You should say, hey, why don't you put some of this money towards getting me a friggin' job so I'm not such a lazy ass?
This is his job.
And this is your one shot at the brass ring, Gay. When this guy shows up, if he in fact does, over the next few days, you better service this guy like the greatest hooker in the history of the world.
Don't just send him home. Like
No, I'm not sending him home this time.
No.
I'll get through the 4 days.
You're on the air.
Morning, G-Man.
Yes.
Hey, I think the guy's testing Gay. I think he wanted to have Gay show him the package so he can test and see what he thought, and then if Gay was going to piss him off, he either wouldn't come up or he'd treat him differently when he did come up here.
But he apparently liked Gay's reaction because he's ready to get on the next Greek airline and head on over.
Ooh, he likes the angry Gay.
Athens Air has now booked his reservation.
That's a good
So the question is, did Gay open the package before he showed him the package in the webcam?
I did.
You did not?
I did open it before.
And what did he say when you told him that there was nothing in it?
He didn't understand. I showed him everything. I showed him the note. I showed him the clothes. Every piece of clothes. I mean, there's probably 13 pieces of clothes that he sent. And
no, that's one. It just looks big.
That's your pair of boxers.
Yes.
I really have a hard time believing he sent it. Not that he's not going to do it, but if he's so private about his money over the internet and things like that, I would have a hard time thinking he'd send money via mail.
What would you say the retail value of all his clothes are, Gay?
Over $100.
Are they designer? Over $100?
Wow. Didn't you
He
say
went
he
all
makes?
out. He must be a tycoon.
Didn't you say he was a clothing manufacturer?
You know what?
Yeah, he
First
did.
of all, I haven't bought clothes in a long time.
Well, I haven't bought in clothes in a while either. If I buy clothes, I bought clothes.
Whatever.
But bought, no. You're on the air. Hello.
Hey, T-Man.
Yes.
How's it going?
It's going.
All right, I just wanted to say, he said that this guy was going to buy him a Mercedes. Well, I work for a car dealership, and if he plans on paying for cash for this, he better come up with a dang good excuse on where he got the cash from.
Not just cash, but euros.
Well, exactly. And anything over $10,000 has to have IRS paperwork filled out.
People go in all the time and just drive out of showrooms throwing euros in their wake.
I just think he needs to get his story straight. What's he going to put as his occupation on the IRS tax
Gay,
form?
I know this is an exciting time for you. I know you want to believe in this guy,
Okay, I'm
but
not
even
stupid. I know about the $10,000 rule. I'm not stupid. He's paying for it.
So is the car going to be in his name?
occupation. Why do these people think that I'm stupid?
Oh, jeez.
Well, gee.
Because you said
You are stupid. You're pinning your hopes on some guy that you can't even speak the same language or understand anything he says unless it's through a translator will be your knight in shining armor.
Hey.
And you're talking about why do people think you're stupid?
When
You're
I
a
get the
freaking
car,
idiot.
you'll be
But
saying
money
whatever.
is the universal language. When he's driving a Mercedes and you're sitting there driving around the Ultima, you're going to feel like the idiot.
But now is this guy going to
Yeah,
put
but we're still
the,
waiting for the car.
surprised that you don't already.
Is he going to put
I'm not
the
going
car
to feel
in
like the
his
idiot.
name?
I can actually shower and still not smell afterwards.
Oh, yes! Now, Gay, he brings up an interesting point.
Yeah, I can shower and I'll still have hair in my head when I'm done, too.
Wow.
Now, when this guy comes to town, you may want to double up on the showers.
Double up.
All right?
Once a week? Okay.
Because there is a belief lately that you've let your hygiene go a little bit.
I don't smell.
Okay. Well, that's denial, Gay, because
That's
everyone...
not denial. That's the truth.
Can't
That's what
smell
Weeman
yourself.
said about giving you a ride home.
Porta potty, Jay, good morning. Porta potty? Thought it was raring to go.
Hey, Wheeman said something about giving me a ride home the other day.
Yes, he
The
said
day after I had a bath in my living room?
he said that he had
thorough
to
bath,
fumigate,
by
even
the
though
way.
you had a bath in your living room that day, he had to fumigate his car.
Oh, my
His Ultima.
Fumigate.
That's so nice.
You're on the air,
Call
hello.
the roach specialist.
Yes, go ahead, sir. Spokane, good morning, yes.
Gay?
What?
You are fat and you stink. That Greek guy's gonna come over here, have wild sex with you, that gay sick thing you guys do, and then leave.
Oh, jeez.
You're not gonna get any money.
You're an idiot.
Shut up.
Go back to your little homophobic town, okay?
Oh, jeez. Well, Guy may make an interesting point. You may want to make sure that you got the SLK sitting next to the fistering machine in your private parking space at your lavish apartment building that you could pay for with no money. And make sure that that's secured before you start doing some really whatever things you decide to do with this guy.
And don't ruin that poor car with GPO stickers.
Because he seems to have you kind of on a string right now, if you will.
Fine.
Don't get that defeated sound in you. Sounds like this could turn out to be...
No, that's my defeated, smelly sound.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's all combined.
We're just suggesting that you may want to double up on the showers to make sure that there is not any chance that you turn...
There isn't any.
Well, the guy may like it, though.
There's a thought.
Huh?
Yeah, I smell like Greek feta cheese now. Thank you.
Porta potty.
Yeah, T-Man.
Yes, porta potty, Jeff.
All right, now this is getting out of control.
You think, porta potty?
Where has America gone to? How can somebody... $6,000. You know what? You know what I could have done with $6,000?
Yeah, fed your kids for a change.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe I could have fed my kids with this. There's something wrong with that, Gay?
No, I've been feeding my fat ass all along.
This is why nobody should be giving you anything. I don't understand why you deserve this. I've been on my own since I'm 15 years old, pal. Okay?
Where?
I've been through it all, man. I had some hard times. I worked. I sweated.
Wait, let's do an after-school special for you. Come on.
Why does Porta Potty Jay just remind me that The Sopranos are starting this weekend, Terry?
Okay.
Yes.
This is out of control, T-Man.
Yes, and it's bothering you? Porta Potty dropped off. What's wrong with Porta Potty's phone? The phone company?
Yeah, cut him off.
Yeah. He gets 30-second increments.
Yes. Keeps putting dimes. Gay.
What?
This is rubbing some people the wrong way.
Too bad. I don't care. Been working for me.
Yes, broke Paula.
Oh,
if
boy.
Gay was a real woman, he'd know the game that was being played, and he wouldn't be playing it because the cost is too high in the long run.
So any woman who's been played by some slick guy would know that Gay phone operator is not going to get anything like he's describing.
No, and he's going to be really unhappy in the long run, and I wouldn't want to see that.
Does that even... Sure, you would.
Just because no one's ever played you because you're so broke.
No, honey, they have played me, and I've turned them down.
Does anyone...
I've had big-time offers, and I've turned them down.
For what? You had nothing to offer then?
I have my integrity intact.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that before. Take another Prozac.
Does anyone feel, from what you're hearing Gay say, that he will be in that SOK by this time next week, that he will be getting that $40,000, and he will be in a even more deluxe apartment in the sky? No one believes that that's possible?
I believe it's possible, but what price is he going to pay?
Yeah.
I mean, his soul?
Pretty
Please,
much.
I don't have one. I'm already going to hell, Paula.
Oh, I don't believe that. I think that the cost is going to really hurt you, Christopher. It's going to break you.
Well, when I get the apartment, I'll have a party and I'll invite you.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank
But that's
you.
the thing. You
I'll bring my integrity with me.
Well, good. Leave it at the goddamn door.
The T-Man. Shelly Hart and your 93-minute all-request old-school lunch.
You know what the best thing about the old school lunch is? You're the boss. You tell me what to play. It's your all-request 93-minute old school lunch here on Cube 93. In fact, if you take a minute, go to Cube93.com, unless, of course, you're driving. All right, go to Cube93.com, click on Shelly Hart, let me know what you'd like to hear, and then listen shortly after the T-Man show. I'll be on with your old school lunch. That coming up at noon right here on Cube 93.
Cube 93.
Don't miss your chance to enter to win one of 100 free Dell notebook computers. That's right, one of 100 free computers. All you have to do is stop by any Quest store in Seattle and drop off your entry form. While you're there, be sure to check out graduation and Father's Day gifts worth getting excited about, like the latest wireless phones, Bluetooth accessories, and more. Whatever you do, don't forget to enter to win a free Dell notebook computer. It's wireless ready, portable, and loaded with cool technology. A computer would make a great gift for your grad or dad or for yourself. So visit a Quest store today. Enter by June 18th, 2006 to win a free notebook computer. And find a graduation or Father's Day gift that won't disappoint. Quest. That's our spirit of service. No purchase necessary to enter to win. Void where prohibited. Must be at least 18. See official rules on entry form for important details. Dell is a trademark of Dell Incorporated and is not affiliated with this offer in any way.
Do you think it's time we get a new camera or maybe a camcorder?
That would be great for our vacation. I'd love some shots of the kids.
Any ideas about what we should buy?
I want something that's top rated and easy to use.
How about a Canon digital camera?
Yeah, they're really good, but pricey.
Just $179 over at Video Only.
No way, for a Canon?
Or how about $199 for a new JVC camcorder so we can make some movies?
Also at Video Only?
Yep, and I saw something else that was pretty neat. A DVD camcorder that records movies on a DVD and stores pictures on a memory card, all in one unit.
Yeah, for $500.
Not at Video Only. They're just $399.
All right, well, we better go check out these deals before we buy.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or computers, but you will find the best deals on TVs, HD TVs, DVDs, digital cameras, camcorders, and home theater systems. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry. In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma. Video Only.
Are you living with mood swings? Do you have periods of feeling up followed by periods of sadness and depression? Do you also find yourself frequently drinking alcohol? You may be experiencing the symptoms of bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder, also referred to as manic depression, is a condition affecting over 2 million Americans. It's a lifelong chronic illness that cannot be controlled without medication. Many people with bipolar disorder turn to alcohol. Summit Research Network is currently studying an investigational medication for bipolar disorder. If you are between the ages of 21 and 60, have bipolar disorder, and drink on a regular basis, you may be eligible to participate in this research study. If you qualify, we'll help identify the symptoms you're struggling with and track your progress throughout this research study. If you're living with mood swings, call us for more information. Summit Research Network, 206-292-CARE. That's 206-292-CARE.
When it comes to sound and the quality of sound, that is priority one in my house. When I'm trying to drown out the wife or Dirty Harry, you know what I do? I pop in my iPod into my Bose Sound Dock digital music system because it's got that rich, room-filling sound. They got that proprietary Bose technology, and it honestly brings my music to life. You would not believe how impactful this Bose Sound Dock system is in my house. Everybody's using it. My cat can figure out how to use it too. The system even charges your iPod while it plays. The Sound Dock system works with any iPod with a dock connector, and it's now available in the new black color. Fortune magazine recognized it with the Best Products of the Year Design Award. It's simple to use. I can figure it out. You can figure it out. It even comes with a remote that actually controls the Sound Dock system and basic functions of your iPods. Here's the deal. Bose invites you to experience it for yourself and compare its unique combination of sound quality, size, and design to other iPod systems. Insert iPod. Hear what happens.
Just because you're the First Lady of California doesn't mean you get to shirk your civic duty. Maria Shriver is now serving on a federal jury in Los Angeles in a products liability case. The wife of Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
In a fondling and groping case, Terry.
Oh. Maria Shriver is now serving on a federal jury in Los Angeles in a products liability case.
Yes.
The wife of Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't arrive at the courthouse with any extra security.
No.
She just walked through the metal detector like everybody else.
Sure.
Shriver recently left her job as a reporter for NBC News.
So she's got a lot of time on her hands.
Yeah.
She's volunteering for every jury coming up in the next 6 years. And she's very upset Martha Stewart's jury's already been filled out.
Oh, too bad.
But that jury could come back at any second now.
Mm-hmm.
And if it does, edit here. Yeah. All right. So hopefully the jury will come back with a very harsh penalty towards Martha Stewart and her living. Very harsh. Why am I rooting for it to be very, very harsh?
Well, but
Is that just the bad blood in me?
Probably.
I want to see her in jail.
I know you
I don't think it gets any better than that.
But what is the likeliness of her really going to jail?
Is that a horrible statement to say? It doesn't get any better than that? Martha Stewart in jail, it doesn't get any better than that? Does that tell you something about me?
Well,
as if you didn't know it already?
Right.
I want to see Martha Stewart in jail.
I'm sure.
And not only that, but it doesn't get any better than that for me.
Wow, anything.
I don't think it does.
Ice skating in Central Park in the winter?
No!
Wow.
Martha Stewart in jail while Scott Peterson has his living show.
There you go.
Martha Stewart needs to be told that you can't get away with this crap. And no better way to do that than pin her next to a really overweight, greasy lady in pinstripes. Do they wear pinstripes still in female prisons?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I want her in pinstripes anyway.
Khakis in most prisons.
She'll sew herself some nice pinstripes.
Instead of reviewing testimony, the jury wants her to make some cookies for her.
Right.
Oh. Well, we'll see what the jury comes back with. We'll see how tough they're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
If they're big wusses, then... oh, geez. If they're sitting there eating Raisinets, having flashback and flash forwards. Oh, geez.
What?
Wow. I think that one's broken.
Yeah, right there, Stephen.
Yeah, that one broke.
Too early for you?
Yeah,
okay.
A little bit.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What else is going on, Terry?
Well, Spider-Man 3 is already in the works. Spider-Man 2, however, doesn't hit theaters until July 16th, but already they're doing Spider-Man 3.
So Spider-Man 2 is done. It's in the can. It's ready to happen.
July 16th.
We enjoyed Spider-Man 1 so much.
Yeah.
I'm asking it as a question. I'm glad you answered. You said yeah. You're answering for me and everybody else.
Well, yes. I think it did well, right, in the theaters.
Answer this one. Did I enjoy Spider-Man so much, Terry?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I did. That's
yes,
right.
you did.
I forgot
Mm-hmm.
that I'm dying for Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Okay.
You are.
I forgot.
Well, July 16th.
Does it get any better than Martha Stewart in jail, Terry?
Well, no, nothing does. So, come on.
Spider-Man 3. Because we're going to love Spider-Man 2 so much.
Absolutely.
We're going to be dying for 3.
Dying.
I'm glad you have all the answers. Can you give me a flashback?
Well, no, but Steven can.
Steven didn't want you to take his territory.
I know.
Yes.
I probably couldn't do it as well as him.
Try it.
So Spider-Man 2 is going to be the wild card out of the 3. Oh, geez. Never mind. Spider-Man 3 and
is
Corey Haim in all 3 of them, huh?
No.
What's his name?
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Corey Haim. Cool. A little cosmetic surgery.
Really?
Same person, just trying to restart his career. You're going to argue with me? We enjoy Tobey Maguire a lot more than Corey Haim, Terry?
Absolutely.
Oh, we do. I forgot.
Yes, we do.
And we enjoy Tobey Maguire a lot more than Corey Feldman. Are you sure, Terry?
Yes.
Wow. And we enjoy Tobey Maguire more than the combined product of Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, Terry?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Holy Toledo.
I'm learning a lot this morning about myself.
Come on. What about License to Drive?
And I'm learning it all. You haven't even seen it. Don't even talk about it.
Isn't there a 2?
No, there's no 2. Oh, there may be, actually. There may be a License to Drive, too. But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. Don't knock License to Drive until you see it. License to Drive is one of the best, most entertaining movies that Hollywood has put out in the past 6 decades.
Wow. I don't even know really why you recommend him watching a movie when you know if he goes to get it or watches it, it takes him like 5 days to watch it.
Well, any movie I recommend to Hotshot, he automatically does not buy or rent.
That's true. That's true.
It's really frustrating.
Okay. By the way, I bought Bad Lieutenant on DVD.
Okay.
For 10
now,
seconds of it, okay?
Bad Lieutenant. Yeah. Bad Lieutenant, I told you to rent just for 10 seconds of
He
it.
didn't tell you to buy. He said rent.
And actually, it was a little bit of a different movie. It was total garbage, but I don't make that stand in my way of a positive opinion on a movie. If it's entertaining garbage, I'm all for it.
Thus, it was entertaining garbage.
I don't know if it was entertaining garbage, Sharon. I have to rewatch it. But it has that one scene where the cop starts whacking the cranker and all that stuff.
Right.
And it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. And Hotshot bought it for that.
Yes.
T-Man, according to my research, there is no License to Drive 2.
Oh?
Well.
His research. I looked on the internet.
Yeah.
According to my research.
He was scouring.
Yes. 16 different sources, all kinds of files.
Yes.
And investigators all over the subject.
There is a bunch of movies with the word drive in it.
Okay. According to InternetMovieDatabase.com, T-Man, there's no License to Drive 2.
Right.
Thus my research.
The T-Man.
Hey, this is Rihanna. Check out new music this week on Cube 93. Paula Deanda featuring Baby Bash, Doing Too Much.